Right, I think we're live. Yes, we're live. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. Let us know if you can hear us and see us okay. My name is Paul Grogan.
Hello.
And you are?
I'm JP.
And we're going to be doing a tutorial and playthrough of... I said we were going to put the box
We did.
in.
We completely forgot to put
We completely forgot. Right, let's rewind. Let's do it again. We're not live, are we? We're not live. We're going to be doing a tutorial and playthrough of Imperium Horizons. Now, this is the third box set in the Imperium universe. Started with Imperium Classics and Legends, which came out at the same time. This is the latest one. We're going to be showing you how the game plays today. If you already know the Imperium system, then a lot of this will make sense. We will focus on the changes that they've brought in with Horizons, which is not that many, but there's a couple of different ones. But if you don't know anything about the Imperium game, don't worry, because we are going to be doing a full tutorial of how the game works. To see if it's the kind of game that you want to play. This is a sponsored video, so thank you very much to Osprey Games for sponsoring this. As such, you're not going to get any opinions. Neither of us are going to say the game's fantastic, go and rush out and buy it. We're just here to show you how the game plays and help you make a decision yourself about whether it's the kind of game that you want to play. Now, Imperium Horizons comes with 14 different factions. There was 8 included with previously Classics and Legends. I think, and I mean, I'm going to give an opinion right now, so
you said you weren't going to
be aware, this is the one to start with.
Okay, yeah.
If you are new to the Imperium universe, I would recommend getting this one as the starting point before the others. And I'm saying that for a couple of reasons. The first one is they have completely redone the entire rulebook for this version of the game. Now, you can get this new rulebook online if you did want one of the previous versions, but I just think this one is the better starting point. That's personal opinion there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only opinion you're going to get from me today. It is a civilization style game where each player plays a very, very asymmetric nation. This isn't just like, oh, I've got a player power that means, you know, wood is worth 2 for me and it's only worth 1 for you. No, in this game, the factions are extremely asymmetric and they are all, I'm going to say, historically accurate.
Most.
Yeah. Because there's like aliens and there's King Arthur in one of the previous ones.
Yeah.
But this is a very, very thematically integrated game. Although it's an abstracted game in terms of you're going to be playing cards to do things, every nation, and all credit to the designers on this and the developers, they have put a huge amount of effort into researching the nations and they play. And basically, I've learned a lot about history from playing some of these factions.
I go and look them up, actually. When I've played a nation, I go and then look on a bit more about the history and go, oh, and you can understand where the cards are coming
Exactly.
from. So, it's very good.
So we're going to be playing 2 of the factions from Imperium Horizons today. I'm going to be playing the Abbasids. JP's going to be playing the Inuits. Now, the other changes that Imperium Horizons have brought in. The first one is there is now an official shorter game variant. Now, this was kind of official before. You could go online and find the rules for it, but they have now printed it in the rulebook, and that's what we're going to be playing with today. So if you were one of the people, like me, who was concerned that the original game was a little long, there is now a shorter game version, and that's what we're going to be playing today.
Yep.
And if you've still got the original games and you just want that shorter game version, just go online, download the new rulebook, and it'll tell you what you need to do.
Literally there, yeah.
The other change that Imperium Horizons has brought in is an additional module called the Trade Routes. Now, the Trade Routes is an optional module that you do not need to play with if you don't want to. However, 6 of the civilizations included in Imperium Horizons, including the Abbasids, require the trade module. So I say it's optional. If you want to play the Abbasids or one of the other 5, then it's not optional.
It's mandatory.
It's mandatory. But when you play with the trade module, you also remove cards with a sword on.
Yeah.
Which were more
stabby,
interactive cards. Yeah. So are we saying then that you could play, so if I wasn't playing the Abbasids, if say I was playing the Egyptians or whatever, we could play with the trade routes and remove the swords.
Absolutely.
Or we could play with the swords.
Yeah.
Could we play without the trade routes and without the swords?
I think you need one or the other.
You need one or the other. Right, okay.
I think it's to balance the commons market pool a bit more. But yeah, I think what's really good is the interaction is obviously people that like the more confrontation nature. Then that's all in here. If you want to steal resources and raid people's lands and all those kind of things, that's there. But if you want the more positive player interaction, the trade routes is the other alternative, which is good. I mean, you'll see that in effect.
And you'll see that today. That's probably enough to give you a bit of an introduction of what we're doing. So let's head on over to the other view.
Top down.
And let's explain what this game is. So as I mentioned, it is a civilization style game. It's a card driven game. Each faction has a deck of cards, which is relatively small. We're not talking like 60 card decks. I don't know how many cards I've got here. It's probably, I don't know, 18, 20, something like that.
Yeah, it's not many.
And you also have a common deck. Now, there are 3 different common decks. One was included in Classics, one was included in Legends, one was included in Horizons. They are very, very similar, but there are some small differences. You can choose whichever Commons deck you want to play with. We're playing with Commons deck 3 today. We've already done all of the setup for you, but let's go over my player area and show you what we've actually got here. So, first of all, I have my power card. My power card says that I am the Abbasids, and the power card is actually two-sided. It's got the A side and the B side. The B side is for basic, or beginners, which is me, definitely. And this is the side you should use when you're first playing the faction, just to get used to it. But once you're experienced with it, you can use the A side if you want to. We do have one quick question, since Nigel is certainly watching. Nigel is in the chat. Nigel's one of the designers. Can the players use different sides? Can I use the B side and another player use the A side, for example? It was just one question we had earlier on. Anyway, that is your power card. Next to that, we have what's called a state card. Now, most of the civilizations start off in a barbarian state. Mm-hmm. And at some point during the game, I am going to progress, I'm going to evolve, and I am going to flip this card over, and I am going to become an empire. That's most of them. Some of them work in a different way. There is one of them which always is an empire.
Yeah.
Starts off as an empire, and and there's one of them which stays as a barbarian all the way through. But generally speaking, the flow of the game is that you start off as a barbarian state, and at some point, I will become an empire. I have a deck of cards. So this is my draw deck of cards here. In fact, there's more. I've already drawn my starting 5 cards. So you have a draw deck, and you draw 5 of those cards into your hand. You don't normally start with the discard pile, but because we're playing the short version of the game, 2 cards from here, which is my nation deck, have already been put into my discard pile. So this part here, this is the deck building aspect of the game. What you've got is you have an ascension card. So everybody has one I say everybody.
Yeah, I do.
You'll see in a minute JP's lost his. Yeah. Everybody has an ascension card, which is the card with the dot on the left-hand side. Then you have a nation deck, which goes there. And then you have what's called a development area. Now, what's going to happen over the course of the game is I'm going to be drawing cards, I'm going to be playing cards, I'm going to be discarding them. Whenever my draw deck runs out and I need to draw another card, I take the top card from my nation deck, I put it into my discard pile, I then shuffle my discard pile, make a new draw deck, and I carry on playing. So what's going to happen over the course of the game, I'm going to do that multiple times. This deck is going to eventually be emptied. Once it's emptied, the next time that happens, I take this card and I become an empire.
Yep.
At that point, the city of Baghdad is founded, I become an empire, and we're all good. Then, the next time it happens, the next time I run out of cards, I then choose which of these development cards I want, and that goes into my discard pile.
Paying the costs.
Paying the cost. So all of these actually have a cost on them, which, but this is where you have a choice. So once you know the game and once you know your faction, you will want to get these specific ones early. I don't know the faction that well, so we'll see how we get on. When the development area is empty, that is one of the end of game triggers. So that's the normal flow of the game. Now, because we're playing the short version of the game, what happens is 2 cards from my nation deck have already gone into my discard pile. So they are already in my cycle of cards. And also, when I become an empire, I look through my development area and I remove one of these cards from the game. That effectively will just speed the game up ever so slightly. Right, that's the normal flow of the game. Let's just see what Nigel said. B-sides tend to score more, but A-sides generate an extra ability. You can mix and match. Okay, so if you want to, that's fine. You have resources in the game. So there are 3 types of resources. There's materials, 4 types of resources. Materials, population, progress, and in Imperium Horizons, there is a new type of resource, which is the goods.
Yeah.
Looks like a little alien head to me.
Well, it's an amphora.
Yeah, but it's glowing bright green, so that's why I think it's an alien head.
Well, Martians are in the box.
They are.
You know.
Other things that I've got these 3 action tokens, because if I decide to take an activate turn, then I get to perform 3 actions, and you can just flip these over to indicate how many actions you've got, so you don't lose track. And I will get cards that have exhaust abilities on them, and I have these X tokens. I have 6 of them. Normally it's 5, but it's 6 because we're playing with the trade routes. So I can only exhaust 6 of my cards. You were saying that there is one nation that ends up with like 20 cards, all with exhaust abilities.
I think the Chin's one
okay.
example of a great tableau builder nation. I very much enjoy playing. They're in the Legends box.
Yeah. Right, that's the flow of the game for me. I will now pass the pointy stick of power over.
Can't believe I've got the power.
We're now gonna explain very briefly how the Inuits work. These are one of the special factions from Horizons which work in a very different way.
Yeah, so the Inuits have a very different state card. So as the Abbasids had a very much barbarian and empire, the Inuits have a summer and winter. So what happens is we start with summer, and at the end of basically my turn, this state card's going to flip, and every turn it's going to flip back and forth until the game ends really.
So you never actually become an empire.
No.
You're kind of like an empire in the summer and you're barbarians in the winter.
Yeah, and also have a reduced hand size in winter. So winter's really difficult to get through, which automatically makes sense. And summer is really, bountiful.
Yeah.
So this means I can actually access the civilized cards, which are in the commons earlier
than I can.
Yeah, so you have to wait until you ascend to become an empire, whereas I can get access to them only if I am in the right state to play the cards.
Yeah.
So as it says, we've got no ascension card here, so I'm just going to use this for some of my tokens.
Which means you've got no nation deck.
I've got no nation deck.
So what happens then the first time your draw deck runs out?
I'll develop
straight away.
Yeah. So
you've got a massive pile of cards there, if you don't mind me saying.
Yes, thank you. I've got a lot here, but obviously some are barbarian or winter, some are summer, and I need to kind of time this right. And I think this is the thing with the Inuit nation, is that the timing is paramount, making sure that you get the right cards in your hand at the right time so that you can play them and not get stuck, which has happened to me a few times. So
because we're playing the short game, but you don't have a nation deck, you've taken 2 cards and put them in your discard.
I have to take a summer and a winter card, put them into my discard, and I also don't start with
tokens. Somebody's stolen all of your stuff.
Someone stole my stuff, which is, it's not great. So I have to find some resources quite early. Otherwise I'm not developing anything. Yeah.
So each nation has a difficulty level. Let's just go through the difficulty level. Is it on a 1 to 5 scale?
It's 1 to 5, yeah.
So the Abbasids are difficulty level.
I think Abbasids are 2.
2
out of 5.
Okay.
And Inuits are 4.
4. So when you get the game, if you do get the game and you start learning it, start with a low complexity one.
Start with a 1 star.
Definitely start with a 1 star or even a 2 star maybe.
Yeah.
But certainly from my experience playing Imperium Legends and Classics, I explored a 4 or a 5 and I was completely lost. I had absolutely no idea what it was doing. We were talking about this before we started, and I mentioned this about the asymmetric gameplay. This isn't a game where you just pick up a new faction and you just go, oh right, I know how this plays. You need to play through it a few times to work out how that faction works.
Yeah.
Because they are very, very cleverly designed in the way that it is supposed to work in a certain way. And if you just go into it for the first time, like I'm going to today, well, I have played this once before, but I've slept since then, so I've forgotten most of it. And again, that's one of the strengths of the game. If you've got the time to dedicate to learning one faction, you can really get to know it.
Yeah.
Right. So, the market. Let's talk about the market.
Talk about the commons, yeah.
So, I mentioned that we're using common deck number 3 today. There are a number of different types of cards, and it's all defined by the colour of the banner at the top, but also the icon down at the bottom. So we have region cards, we have civilized cards, which are this symbol and the white banner. We have uncivilized cards, which are the green banner and the leaf, and we have tributary cards, which are blue, but none of them have come out yet. And what happens is we've got some decks above here. So these cards are all regions. These cards are all uncivilized. These cards are all civilized. And then we've got the rest of the deck here. We won't go into the full details about how you set this up. Just make sure that you set this up carefully when you're doing it. You'll notice that there are some unrest cards on these two cards. So every card that comes out into the market that isn't a region gets an unrest card from this deck. That means if you take that card, you're also going to get the unrest card. Unrest cards are bad, worth negative points, and they clog up your hand, but that's the downsides of taking the good cards. You'll also notice that there is a progress token on this card. So every time a civilized card gets added to the market, it comes with a progress token. And if you were to take that card, you get that progress token. These can be used as, well, they are a resource on their own, but they can also be used in place of 2 materials, 1 population, and they're worth a point at the end of the game.
Yeah, you kind of want to hold on to them as
they
much
are
as
good.
possible, yeah.
They are good. Right. What else do we need to mention? Exile. We have an exile deck. So during the game, cards are going to get exiled. Normally, that would be empty. But because we're playing the short version, 10 cards have been taken from here and placed in the exile pile already, because this deck running out is one of the end of game triggers.
Yeah.
So we've mentioned 2 of the end of game triggers, which is that deck running out and somebody's development area coming out.
Yeah.
Tell us about the glory cards, because these can score a lot of points.
Yeah, the fame cards are really, really...
Oh, they're fame cards.
I think they're fame, yeah.
Right,
They're really, really like potent.
Yeah.
Lots of high VPs on the cards, and usually come with really nice abilities that you're going to want. Quite a few of those in your deck, definitely.
Whenever you get to take a fame card, you draw 2.
You draw 2.
Look at them, put 1 into your discard pile, and put the other 1 back on top.
Yeah.
Now, there are a certain number here based on the number of players in the game.
There are 7 because we've added 1 from the trade routes module, because one of the trade routes card is also a fame card. So that's a nice trade route, super powered trade route card in
so
there.
we've got 7 cards there.
Yeah.
When they've gone...
we've got the King of Kings.
Right.
So the King of Kings is kind of the final kind of fame
It is
trigger.
a fame card.
It is a fame card, but really you are just kind of triggering the effects of that card. The first person to do it would get the better effects and then flip the card over. And also,
that triggers the end of the game.
This is what this token is for, so that one player, once they've triggered it, they just flip that
over. I might
over.
just put mine up there.
Yeah, just to kind of say, I have triggered the King of Kings. Because once it's flipped, then any other players can use that once, which is just a slightly lesser benefit than the other side.
But that is another way of the game ending.
Yes.
If all of the fame cards have gone,
and that's triggered,
and then somebody triggers that.
Yeah.
Now, there is a 4th way the game can end, and this is a very different way, because if the game ends in one of the other 3 ways, you then add up the points. We didn't mention this earlier on, but it's the player with the most points that wins, and you add up your points at the end of the game based on the cards that you've got. And different cards will score depending on where they are. So some cards will only score if they're in your play area. Some cards will only score if they are in your history. We'll explain that later on as we get on. But there is a 4th way that the game can end.
And that is through collapse.
Collapse.
So if
that's where the table falls.
Yeah, basically when the stream ends unexpectedly, then it's collapsed. Now we have these kind of deck of unrest cards. So whenever the last unrest card is taken, either through replenishing the commons market or through other effects,
means,
then
game ends.
Game ends instantly.
Yeah.
And the player with the most unrest in their decks and hands loses.
And that's it. You don't need to bother with the scores or anything like that. It's just whoever's got the most loses. Now, we're playing a 2-player game today.
Yeah.
If we were playing a 4-player game and it ended in collapse, what happens if 2 people have the fewest cards?
You know what? I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah. It's never happened to me, to be fair, because I don't tend to like the game ending in the collapse, and that's just certain factions.
From my experience playing the original version of the game, collapse can happen when either the players don't really understand the game,
yes,
and they're not actively working towards preventing it,
yeah,
or deliberately,
yeah.
If I know you've got 5 cards and I can empty the deck and know that if I do I'll only have 4, then I will do it and I will win the game.
There are certain nations, I think in the classics box, the Celts,
right?
I won't say they're geared completely around it, but one of their win conditions, because they are dishing out unrest on other players all the time, it's a viable strategy to just trigger a collapse.
Interesting that you called them the Celts. We'll talk about this.
Okay, well, the Celts.
The Celts is apparently
there we go.
How it's supposed to be. I remember having the discussion with Nigel about 2 years ago.
Bringing it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's enough preamble.
Yeah.
Let's make a start. So 5 cards from the draw deck, which I've already done. We do need to decide who's going to go first.
We do.
So if you get the green alien ahead, sorry, the Amphora, you can go first.
This one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm the first player.
So I'll do the solstice over here.
Yeah. So what happens is, player 1 will take their turn. It will then go round the table, and then after the last player has taken their turn, there is a solstice.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're playing a 2-player game today. So basically, what it means is it's Paul's turn, then it's JP's turn, then it's the solstice.
Yeah.
Then it's my turn, then it's your turn, then it's a solstice. So this never moves. Is that right?
That's correct. That's just literally the end of the round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there are some player aids included with this game that are pretty good. So we're just going to put one here and show you what's printed on it. So this is the turn structure. Yeah, this is what's on the other side. So the turn structure says, on your turn, you either activate, which is the main thing that you'll be doing during the game, or you can innovate, or you can revolt. Whether you do whichever one of those you do, you then proceed to clean up. So we'll explain revolt first because it's a really easy one.
Yeah.
Revolt is effectively skipping your turn, but if you do, you get to return any number of those unrest cards that are in your hand back to the pile. So if you start your turn and you've got 3 or 4 of them in hand, you might think, I'll tell you what,
Just get rid.
I'm gonna have a revolt, get rid of them all, done, and that's your turn over.
You don't have to pay any resources to get rid of them. It's kind of
You literally just return them.
Just return
they're
them for free. Yeah.
Innovate is also effectively skipping your turn because what you do is you discard all of the cards in your hand and then you break through, we'll explain that in a minute as well, for either an uncivilized card, a civilized card, a region, or a tributary. So it's, as I say, it's effectively skipping your turn, discard your whole hand, take one card that you want.
Yeah.
And you were saying earlier on that if there is a card in play that you really want and you've no other way of getting it, sometimes that's what you want to do.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of actions in the turns that can be easily overlooked. So if you've got a hand of cards and you're thinking, I really want that uncivilized card because of the scoring on it's really going to lean into what I'm doing, it might be your best option just to innovate and break through for it.
Yeah.
Just get it. Yeah.
But activate is the main thing.
It's the one we're going to be doing 99% of the time.
And when you activate, you basically may take up to 3 actions and use up to 5 exhaust abilities. Now, that's not quite right. It's a number of exhaust abilities based on the number of exhaust tokens you've got. And I start with 6.
And I start with 4.
And he starts with 4. And then whichever one of those you've done, you do clean up. And we'll explain that in a minute. So it's my turn first.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not going to innovate. And I'm not going to revolt. So I'm going to choose to activate. So these are the action markers, and as I say, you can flip them over to indicate that you've taken an action. And an action is basically playing a card. There are things that are called free. Does it say free play?
Yeah, free action.
If it says free play,
yeah.
It means you play the card without paying for it. But basically, an action is generally playing a card. So,
what are you going to do?
Well, we looked at this earlier on, and we worked out that I need regions. My civilization needs regions so that I can then get people from them, or I can get materials from them.
It's your probably main source of goods and things, yeah.
And currently,
materials.
I don't have any regions. Now, there are regions here.
Plenty.
And you can acquire them with either an acquire effect or a breakthrough effect.
Yeah.
And I actually have.
The good thing about regions is acquiring a region on display and breaking through for one. You don't get unrest either way.
No, exactly.
So if you like what you've got already out, then acquire it.
So I'm going to play this card.
Yep.
So I'm going to use one of my actions to play this card, Conquer. Now you'll notice that this card has these icons. That means I can only play it if my state matches. So when I become an empire, we stop going around conquering things.
Yeah.
But while we're barbarians, this is what we do. Normally every Tuesday afternoon. So I can choose to either pay 2 population to acquire a region or a tributary, or I can pay 3 to break through. Well, I've only got 2, and I'm happy to acquire. So when you play a card, it goes to your discard pile. Yeah. I'm going to pay my 2 population. That doesn't mean that they're dead. It just means that I, use them to conquer. And I can take either the mangrove, scrubland, or the distant island.
Yeah.
If I was doing a breakthrough, then I could take one of those 3, or I could take one from the appropriate deck. But because I'm acquiring, I have to take one of the ones that's on offer. Right.
Some choices.
Let me have a look at these. Well, I think I need food. I don't think I need water stuff. I think I need food. Yes. So I'm going to take a distant island. Now, what happens to that? It goes into
your hand.
Into my hand.
Every time you acquire or break through for a card,
it goes into your hand.
Yeah.
Right. So you know that distant island that I've just acquired?
Yeah. You found it, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it. So every card you play goes into your tableau. Mm-hmm. My tableau is going to be here. JP's tableau is going to be kind of...
Well, every card you play with a pin in it.
With a pin in it? What do you mean with a pin?
With the little...
Oh, right. Okay.
Because obviously you just played that one.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So let's move my action markers here, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put that into play. So I've got a distant island. And it says, again, a population, because I found some people on there.
Some people, lovely.
And exile a card from the market, then exile another card from the market, and I may garrison a card. So exiling a card from the market is basically me thinking, oh, there's a card that you might want.
Yeah, what does JB want?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how the Inuits work.
Me neither.
Okay. Why didn't I take that one? It has 2 on it. That's the one I should have taken.
Take that one then.
I'll take that one instead.
Just switch. Oh, that would have come from a different area.
Would it? No, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm taking that one. So I'm going to exile...
And you can only exile a card that hasn't got a token on it.
Oh, yeah. I was just about to say, you cannot exile a card that doesn't have a token on it. Right, well, let's exile that one.
Yeah.
So whenever you exile a card from this area is special because this area comes from this deck, and this deck is basically a mix of all of the cards.
Yeah, pretty much a bit of everything.
And there is a card slot missing, so we get a new one.
Oh, here we go.
Now,
timing's good.
I will do my second exile. Then we'll explain garrisoning. Then we'll explain...
Let me guess, you're not exiling this one.
I'm not exiling that one.
I think you might want that one.
Okay, so I'm going to exile this one. So what happens when I exile a card with an unrest on it is that goes there. The unrest goes back, but because it's replaced by a new one, it comes with a new exile.
Mm-hmm.
Right, now the other ability of this distant island says you may garrison a card. Garrisoning a card is something that when I first played this game, I didn't understand what it was for.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain what garrisoning is for?
So garrison is a way of you tucking a card out of your hand into a region. It's kind of like a temporary trash. So if it's something that's not useful right now, you can just say, I don't want it now. I don't want it clogging my deck up because I want to cycle through the decks faster so I can get access to more nation cards. So it's just a nice way of saying, I don't need that now, but later I can get access to it. Whereas if you put something into history, more often than not, it's in history, you can't access it.
So if you're not experienced with deck building games, one of the fundamental concepts of deck building games is the smaller your deck is, the faster you're going to go through it. And because in this game, the faster you go through your deck, the more of your nation deck and then more of your development area that you get, you kind of want the smallest deck possible so that you're cycling through it.
Yeah.
And that's where garrisoning can come in handy. So I need to look at these cards in hand. For example, I have an unrest card.
Yeah.
Now
you could tuck that.
I could tuck that. If I decide actually this is I can't afford to get rid of it right now, but I actually don't want it clogging up my deck. I could actually just garrison it.
Well, I do.
Do you? Right. Yeah. So that's still my card. It's still worth -2 points at the end of the game. But at some point later on, you will see that this card is going to go.
Yeah.
At that point, that card will go back into my discard pile. So yeah, I've garrisoned a card. Right. Now let's have a look at the market because a new type of card has come out which is included in Imperium Horizons, and these are the trade route cards that you only use if you're playing with the trade routes module.
Correct.
And they get shuffled into the main deck, but also
there's one under each.
There is one at the bottom of each of those decks. So explain to us how these new trade route cards work.
Yeah, so trade route card is a way of you having some really nice positive interaction with other players around the table. So once a trade route card is played into the tableau, then Paul and myself can have we can use our merchant's card to start interacting with it. So this is where the goods tokens are really valuable, because in order to kind of interact with the trade routes cards themselves, and you'll spend your own tokens, or you'll be getting from supply, depending on how and who's doing it, but we'll cover that as we go. Okay. But they technically have two keywords on them. They have a commerce effect and a profit effect.
Yeah.
And you can't have any more than 3 goods tokens on a trade routes card. So once you put a good on there, you'll activate its commerce ability, and once there's 3 goods on there, then you may spend an action to basically use its profit ability, and it discard the card as well.
Right, but it'll come back again later.
It'll cycle back, and you can play it and then do the whole thing again.
So we do have a rules clarification from Stephen. Thank you very much for this. I said that every time a new civilized card gets added to the market, it comes with a progress token. That's not true.
No.
It's only in setup.
Only in setup, yeah. And if you want to put them on there as part of your cleanup.
Which I'm going to about to do. Yeah. Right, I have played 2 actions over my 3 actions.
Yep.
So, I mean, I could do that. Sure, let's do that. I'm going to use my 3rd action to play Prosperity.
Ooh.
All players may draw a card.
This
is an important part of the game. Anytime you see an effect on a card, it is mandatory unless it includes the word may. If it includes the word may, it's optional. Otherwise, it is mandatory. So all players may draw a card.
I have, thank you.
I have as well. And then I choose to either gain 1 material per food symbol. I have 1 food symbol. Or I gain 1 population per region I have in play.
Yeah.
I have a region, I'm going to get a population.
Why not?
Now, I have 3 cards in hand. I have no more actions, but if we just have a look at my board, every player starts with a merchant card if you're playing with the trade routes module. So there's 1 of these for each player in the game. And you can see here it has an exhaust ability. So it isn't an action to use this card. What I do is I take one of my X markers and I put it on there. Now you might think, well, that's a bit silly, Cole, because you've got loads and loads of markers. I do, but as I'm going to get more and more cards out, you will see that this might quite not be
yeah. Happens.
So I put that on there. I can choose to acquire, oh look, a trade route card and exile a card from the market, or I can trade, or I could pay 3 goods to flip this card over. Well, I don't have 3 goods, so we're not going to do that bottom one. But let's just talk a little bit more about the... Well, no, let's not bother, because I'm going to do the first thing.
I think that's exactly
I am going to acquire a trade route card.
Yep.
So I take that card. Unfortunately,
you take the unrest.
It has unrest, which means that unrest goes into my hand. The card gets replaced. It's a blue card. It is the tributaries card.
Yeah.
So that goes there. So I've got loads of cards in hand, but I have no more actions to play them.
You are done.
So that is my turn done. I then go to cleanup. So the first thing that happens in cleanup is I take a progress token and I can add it to any of these. Now, essentially, you could put it on the one that you want.
This is the interesting part of the game.
The problem is the other player that might then take it. So I really want this card because this card is the card that I should have taken 5 minutes ago and didn't.
Yeah.
But if I put it on there, you might take it.
But looking, as we talked before, this one has a water symbol.
Which is also good for me.
Yeah.
So I'd be happy with either of them.
You would, wouldn't you?
So I'm just going to put it on that one.
Yeah.
Right. Next, I reset my action tokens and I clear all of my X tokens from my cards. Then I discard any number of cards. Now, this is one of the rules which I like in games like this. Go on.
You didn't exile, did you? You acquired, but you didn't exile a card.
I didn't exile a card. What should I have exiled? Let's exile that one. Sorry.
That's all right.
We'll exile that one. Put that one in. Right. So, yes, what I like about games like this is that at the end of my turn, in the cleanup step, I can discard as many of these cards as I want.
Yeah.
And certainly if you're new to card games, you'll be looking at these cards going, well, this is good, this is good, this is good. Why would I want to discard them? The reason is I am going to draw back up to 5 cards after I've discarded them. So if I discard all of these into my discard pile, I draw 1, 2, 3. I haven't got enough.
Going to trigger.
I'm going to trigger. So there is a tendency to say, oh. Well, first of all, I'm going to discard that card because that's no good. But
yeah, and it's also what do you want to play next time?
I absolutely want to play that card next turn. So I am not discarding that one. I am going to discard that one because I don't think it's time for a revolution.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Let's just calm down.
I am going to discard that one as well.
Yeah. Now, knowing you've got 3
this
cards.
is a grey card. We've not talked about grey cards. So this goes into play,
yeah,
but it isn't a region.
Nope.
It's a special power that I can use.
It's part of your standard deck, yeah.
I'm going to discard that as well.
Yeah.
Right, so I've discarded
Because if you didn't, you wouldn't deck out, and you wouldn't.
Well, no, I would.
Only when you draw.
Is it only when you draw?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. So I only have 1 card in hand. I need to draw 4 cards. I only have 3.
Now you would.
Which means
Top of the Nations.
Top of the Nations deck into the discard pile. I get to see what it is. It's the Western Silk Road.
Nice.
And then I get my remaining card. That is my turn.
David's already questioning your efficiency.
What?
Thanks, David.
Thanks, David.
That's you done. Put an X on your nation.
Oh yeah, so yeah, whenever you do that, you have to put an X on there because if somehow I have a really, really tiny deck and I'm able to do this twice, you can't actually get a second card.
No.
So you put an X on it. Now that X is actually going to stay until the end of my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
But thankfully my deck is actually quite large, so it's not gonna happen. Right. Over to turn 1 from the Inuits. How does this all work?
Let's show you. So I'm in summer. That means I've got a standard 5 cards in my hand, although I have 6 because Paul's allowed me to draw 1 through prosperity, which is always nice. So that means I can only really play these 2. I can't play, so they're dead to me at the moment. So I've got to ignore those. So I'm actually going to play Nunavut, which is a region, and I get to choose game 1 materials or game 1 population. I think I'll get some materials.
Oh, look, you've found some stuff.
I've got some resources.
I've got some bricks.
And I may garrison a card. I am not going to.
And when it says you may garrison a card, it means into that card.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you can garrison anywhere.
No,
it's specifically into that.
Yeah, when you play it. So I'm not going to do that. So that is my first action. My second action is going to be... definitely want you. Let's put this region in play. So this is exile a card from market.
You're going to have to just shuffle them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
put a
going to
little
go vertically, I think.
That's fine. We'll put a little marker so I don't go over there. There we go. And I get to exile a card. So could be quite useful.
So you can't exile a card with a token on. Right.
No.
So a token is a way of also protecting that card.
Yes. So it kind of does 2 things. It incentivizes players to take it, but protects it from exile. Let's get rid of this one. Okay. Interesting. I still don't want a garrison, and I will play Quarmac, if that's how you pronounce it. So all players may draw a card.
All players may draw a card.
It's kind of like my prosperity card. And I will choose gain 1 population per region. Now this is worth 2 regions, so I get 2 population for this and 1 for that, so I get 3 population. I have resources.
Nice.
So I can actually do things. And should be flipping these over. That is it, unless I want to use my merchants, which I can't. I don't think I can do anything else right now.
So you can't use your merchants because the first option is acquire a trade.
There isn't one.
There isn't one.
Yeah.
Second option is trade, but you can only trade
a progress into a goods. I don't have one.
Progress into a good, and you don't have a progress. Or you could trade with a trade routes card that's in play.
You haven't done it yet, but you will.
I will.
So next time I'm going to be all over it. I'm sure.
Well,
you
say that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I've got a new plan.
Have you?
Yeah.
Not play the trade routes as the traders. Don't go down the trading.
We're going to close borders.
So I'm going to finish and do cleanup. So I'm going to have to take them to the Sabians over here. They look interesting. And I do this. That was end of solstice. I need to flip. That's when I have to remember.
We're about to do the first solstice, aren't we?
Clear all my tokens. Discard any cards now. You could be useful. You could be useful. Keep you. How many cards do I... Oh, so this is what I need to think about. With the Inuits, you get access to your development cards really fast, which means you need... But they all cost stuff. Yeah. So not having the resources is bad. So let's just ditch this one for the minute. Yeah, and it means we'll trigger, so that's fine. So I have 3 cards in my hand. I need to draw 2 more. I draw this one, and I get to...
So you choose which one of those cards you want to buy.
Yeah.
And again, this is where once you've played the same faction multiple times, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know which card I want first. And presumably there's multiple different ways to play it. It's not going to be obvious which one
exactly.
you have. Throat singing.
Sounds
fun.
Yeah, sounds good. It's free play as well. Exhaust spell match the final free player. That's can't afford you. Can't afford you or you. So
a card you can't pronounce.
Yeah.
Excellent.
There's many cards I can't pronounce in here. So I think I will do this one. This one's a nice one.
Okay.
So that goes into my discard.
And that costs you
2 population.
which is to buy that card.
Yeah. And then, like yourself, I put an X on there.
Yeah.
Which means I can't
do it again.
Can't do it again. Shuffle my discard.
Then you're done.
And I am done. So
right.
Solstice.
So what happens in the Solstice?
Is any card that has a Solstice keyword on it,
yeah,
we simultaneously trigger those effects in any order that we like.
Okay.
Unless it says end of Solstice, which means that one has to be done last.
Okay. I have none of them.
Me neither.
Right. So that's the Solstice done.
The end of Solstice.
Oh, you have an end of Solstice.
I do actually have an end of Solstice.
Oh, which is flip your state card.
Yeah.
Right. So it's now winter.
It is now winter.
Winter in the JP household.
Oh yeah, I need to decrease my hand size by 2. So actually, I've already cheated.
Have you?
Yeah.
But the solstice happens after your turn.
No, because this happens then, and then it flips. So I shouldn't have drawn up to 5. That was naughty. So on that basis,
But I thought you draw up to 5 in your cleanup step.
this is just decrease your hand size by 2 whilst I'm in the end of summer.
Oh, sorry, while you're in summer.
I misplayed that. So that is... Yeah.
It's probably been spotted in the chat.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it's been spotted in the chat.
Yeah.
It's the end of summer, so it's 3. So your hand size is 3 in the summer.
Going into winter, basically. Yeah.
Right, okay.
It makes sense. So, how do I reverse this?
Slight cheat. Just pop a card back on your draw deck.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll do.
I'll do.
Fair enough.
Sorry, guys.
Right. Now you flip it over.
Yeah, now we flip.
And what's your hand size now? Back to 5.
Well, at the end, it'll go back to 5.
Yes.
So I only have these to play in winter.
In winter. Right, yeah. Okay, got it.
But the trouble is, I don't have a history as the Inuits either. So I can't put cards on.
You don't have a history?
No. There's no written history with the Inuits.
Oh, that's what that thematically is.
So every time I would put a card into history, I would have to discard it. But if I'm in winter, I also have to take on rest. So I kind of want to avoid putting things into history whilst in winter. There we go. Yeah.
So guess what I'm going to do on my turn?
I don't know.
I'm going to have a revolt.
How many have you got?
Because I've got 3 unrest cards in hand.
Yeah, fair enough.
So you said it was 99% of the time we're going to activate. Well, for me, it's 50%.
Yeah.
I've activated once, and now I'm going to revolt.
If it's 50% during the game, it might have gone wrong.
So I'm basically skipping my turn. I'm going to return 3 unrest cards.
Yeah.
I think that's a good move. That's 6 victory points effectively gone. -6 points gone out of my thing. But that's it. So we now do cleanup. So I add a progress token. So I'm going to put one on here. Then I'm going to clear this X. Then I'm going to discard that one. And then I'm going to draw 3. You'll go. There you go. 30-second turns. Yeah. So I can't use this ability because that's only if I activate.
Yeah.
If I do a revolt, then that's it.
I'm tempted to do innovate.
That's a very good question that James has got in the chat.
What's that?
Is there going to be any more Imperium? Because when you add the factions from Horizons to the others, that's 30 factions.
30, yeah. Some would say not enough.
Some might say not enough.
Yeah. Some will say it's plenty, but we'll see. Yeah, interesting to know. Now, I'm toying up the idea because I have a weak hand in winter.
Yeah.
This is where I think the innovate action is quite a viable strategy for the Inuits in winter.
So it's discard your hand.
Yeah.
And then do a breakthrough.
We've
not seen breakthrough yet.
No. It means I can get these cards fast, which is nice. But I'm not sure.
Because normally when I took one, it cost you either population or materials normally to acquire a card.
Yeah.
But if you innovate, it's free.
Yeah. So I think No, I'm not going to do it yet.
Okay, you're going to activate.
I'm
You're
going to
have
activate.
a normal turn.
Yeah, I'm going to activate. So I'm going to play.
First action.
You're
playing
Sea Ice, Siku.
Okay.
Exile a card from the market. Well, there's
So
only one choice.
There's only one choice. It's that one. So that goes. That comes in, and again it comes with Unrest.
Yeah.
Right.
Passive. When your state card is flipped to summer, you recall this card and gain 1 material.
Recall is put it back in your hand.
Yep.
Okay.
That is correct. Second action, I'm going to play Igloo. All players may draw a card. So you may draw a card. And I can choose to gain 1 materials per animal or symbol, which would actually be 3, or abandon any number of regions to gain 1 population per abandoned region. So I will actually go for some.
So you can abandon regions, which puts them into your discard pile?
Yeah, abandons into your discard, recall is into your hand.
Back to your hand, okay.
So let's get some more materials. As we know, I'm running, well, lowish, and I'm going to need them for my development cards. And that's that one. And my third action is, why not? Let's play Advance. And we should get some lovely cards. Pay 3 materials.
So what you're doing, paying 3 materials to acquire a civilized or uncivilized card.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, yeah, it could be good. Take you.
So you get the progress that came with it.
You do.
And you get the Unrest card.
Yeah.
And we get a new one.
We get a new Mercenary.
Mercenaries.
It's a nice card. That is mean you still haven't got a trade route card.
Nope. But it's imminent. It's imminent.
It's imminent. It's coming.
So clean up.
Is it? Yeah. So token on.
Token on.
Yeah.
Now you know which ones I want.
Exactly.
How I'm going to get them, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Because I know you can't get these yet.
You get your exit
Well, you
back.
can
I can take the card. I just can't play it.
That's why you can garrison them.
Yeah.
So they can kind of get out of the way.
So
right.
Clear your X's. Discard any number of cards.
So anything with a barbarian symbol for me is absolutely going to go in the bin, but that one definitely. And well, actually, don't think I'm ready for you yet. We'll put you there for the moment. I will keep this one now. And now I can draw up to 5.
Now you draw up to 5.
Yeah.
Now we have a solstice. At the end of the solstice,
I flip.
you flip your card.
Yeah.
Back into summer.
Because you haven't got any solstice cards now.
I have no solstice cards.
It's summer again.
Right, my go. I'm going to have an activation turn. So I'm going to activate.
Oh.
Go on.
I should have discarded a card when I acquired or breakthrough for a face-up.
Discard a card to get a thing. Okay.
So if I discarded...
Well, you could just say it was one of the cards you discarded at the end of your...
Yeah, what did the one I
acquired. So you get a progress as well.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It is good. If I'm not using that ability, then shoot me.
Right. So we're going to go through this, and I am going to spend one of my actions to play the Philippines trade route. So we'll just go on to how this works again. Each of the trade route cards, which are the brown ones, have a commerce ability and a profit ability. So the commerce ability is triggered whenever you trade. So what I'm about to do, let's just show you my merchant's card. I'm going to exhaust this card by putting an X on it. And instead of acquiring a trade route card, I'm going to trade. Now, when you trade, you have 3 options. The first option is if you have one of these progress tokens, you can exchange it for one of these goods tokens. You can do that. I'm not going to do that. Or instead, you can trade with one of your own trade route cards in play. So to do that, I have to take one of my goods. So you already have to have the good. You put it on the card, and then I activate the commerce ability. We'll come on to that in a minute.
That's nice.
Once there are 3 tokens on it, then as an action, I can remove those 3 tokens and discard the card.
You get to keep those 3.
They go back to me. Right.
Because you're profiting from
I'm profiting from it. So I remove them and I get them back, and I get to break through. Now, there is something you can do with other people's cards as well. So now that I have this trade route in play, you can actually use it on your turn.
Yeah.
By exhausting your merchants.
Mm-hmm.
So just explain how that works.
Yeah, so it's slightly different when you're interacting with another player's trade routes card, because instead of putting your own goods token on there, I get to put one from supply and then gain a goods token back. So actually it's more efficient for you to trade with other players' trade routes than your own, but it's fueling their cards to profit.
There's a benefit to them as well.
So that's the downside.
The positive interaction.
Yeah.
So I have chosen to exhaust my merchants to basically give some goods to the Philippines Jade trade to activate the commerce ability, which says place a card on top of your deck to acquire a card in slot 1 or 2 of the market.
Yeah.
So I am going to...
You're going to get that region that you so desperately
place a card on top of my deck to acquire this card, which comes with progress token.
Nice. Okay.
First action, done. And remember, this progress token can be used as 2 materials or 1 population.
And you should do that early game if you're struggling for reasons.
If you're struggling, yeah. So we need a new card, and it is uncivilized, so it comes with an unrest.
Yeah.
Right. My second action is to play the Scrubland. So I may garrison a card.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. Or do I? No, I don't. No, I don't want to garrison a card. But I now have a solstice effect.
Yeah.
And my third action...
Oh, where were you earlier?
...is to play Coruscant. And you may garrison a card. I don't want to.
Your empire is building.
Look at that. I'm going to put my...
Yeah, put your regions together. Yeah.
Excuse me. Put my regions together, put my trade route there. So I've exhausted that. I've used my 3 actions. Yeah. It is now my cleanup.
Which card don't you want me to get?
I'm going to put it on the... I'm going to put it on the borderland. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I clear all of this.
Your tokens.
Tokens. Discard any number of cards. I think I'm happy with that. And I think I'm happy with that. So I'm actually going to keep these 2 cards in hand. And I'm just going to draw 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So I'm not cycling through my deck yet. Right, that's my go done. See Nigel's message about a small rules oversight. What have we missed? Commerce only triggers when you play the trade route card 2. Oh, yes. I kept forgetting that. Sorry.
You do, don't you? I forget that.
You do, yeah. So when you play the card,
you can activate
you get to trigger the commerce effect.
So do you want to do it again?
I'll do it again. So I probably would have put...
Well, you get the commerce effect without putting the goods on, I assume. Is that what you mean? Yeah. So you've already got the card that you did.
Yeah.
And it's whether you want to exhaust that again to put that to get another
So
card.
I would have put a card on top of my deck, which I would have drawn.
Yeah.
To basically just acquire one of these 2.
Yeah.
But that would have happened before. Okay, I'll just take it and I'll discard it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forget that.
Thank you. Yeah. I forgot that when I was doing my practice game. Yeah. So yes, whenever you play a trade routes card,
you can do it.
You immediately activate the commerce effect. Right. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Keep us honest. Okay.
Done.
Are you done? It's back to me already.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm back in summer. All is well. Everything's warm. Sort of. As warm as it can be.
As warm as it can be.
Yeah. Warmer. Dog sleds. That's what we're going to go with.
Okay.
So dog sleds, which as a passive, whenever I play a region without the ocean, I can draw a card or discard a card to gain a progress token, which is quite nice. I wish I had that at the start. So that is the first action. I think I'm absolutely going to exhaust this to trade, and I get to put one of them on.
One good on there,
and I get one.
You get a good, and you get to activate the commerce effect.
Yes. Seems almost too good to be true, right?
Right, okay.
And I want this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Second action, I will play the card I've just got. I get to break through for a tributary. And I put this into my history, except I can't. It goes into my discard pile.
So tributaries, which are the blue cards, represent other nations which exist in the world that aren't us. And normally that card would go into your history.
It would normally, but because
But
I
don't have a written history.
Not yet, anyway.
Okay.
There are ways of me developing a history. So the one out there is breakthrough for a trade routes card, which could be quite nice. And it's off a barbarian / winter, which means I could literally break through for the ones under these decks or the ones in there, I'd assume. But I think I'm actually going to go and fish one out. So
what you're doing, you're breaking through.
Yeah, but I'm not choosing that one. I'm choosing.
So when you break through, if you're breaking through for a civilized card, it has to be from that deck as long as this card's in there.
Yes.
If you want to break through an uncivilized, it has to be from there. If you're breaking through for a region, it has to be there. So you're breaking through for what?
A tributary.
A tributary. So what you do is you keep looking through that until you find a tributary.
And then we reshuffle it up.
And then you shuffle it up.
So, second one.
Okay. And then there's a special rule in there for if you do that and you don't find any, you get two
progress tokens.
Two progress tokens.
Which is also a strategy. If you know there's none there, you can.
Because 2 progress tokens is quite useful.
Yeah.
Nigel says, JP, when you flipped to summer, your sea ice should have melted.
It should have melted, and I gain recall into my hand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, thematically makes sense.
Yeah.
Getting resources. Yes. Also clogging up my hand. Oh, this is quite good as well. You know what? Let's do it. So I'm going to acquire a civilized card.
That'll be the mercenaries then.
Yeah. And put this card into history.
Which you can't do.
I can't. Discard it.
So you get that. You get the progress. You get the unrest.
And it's a free play.
Oh, so free play basically means play it without spending an action.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 1, 2. I think I will. So I'll free play it, spend a population, gain an action, which I will
We'll just do that. Yeah.
Do that for now. And then I will play.
David says, when you're breaking through for TR, you can take from the market or dig from the main deck. You can only take the one from below the small decks.
If it's empty.
If it's empty.
So it's not technically part of the deck. That's good to know.
What's that? The one at the bottom?
Yeah. I think that makes sense. Otherwise, you're just fishing them out, aren't you?
Right.
All players may draw a card.
Okay.
Here you are.
There it is.
I seeded you now, but you weren't there.
That's everything.
Yeah. And I will choose population per region, so I have 3. Because now I know I get a free action by spending population. It's good to have a stock of these. Thanks to mercenaries. There we go. Right, that's me done. So clean up. Increase it. Oh, yes.
Add a token to the market.
And
here are your actions and your exhaust tokens.
All of that's done.
Discard and then draw. You've got no draw deck, so. But your hand size is 3.
3. Yeah.
Oh, you got loads of cards in hand.
I've got too many. I've got too many.
Never have too many cards.
I kind of want to trigger, so something's going to have to go. You can go there for the minute.
So you've only got 2 cards in hand, which means you are triggering the cycle.
I am.
So what are you going to
buy? I am going to buy, because I'm in summer, I can only buy summer cards. Development summer cards.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is the other consideration with the Inuits is...
So you're buying it, but you can't actually then... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I can only develop... in summer, I can only play summer cards. I cannot play nor develop winter cards.
Right.
So the timing of when they develop is also a consideration. That I like that one. That's 2 pop. Let's do that one. Tattoos.
What, the Russian singing duo?
Yes. We've recruited them into our nation.
Okay.
There we go. And yeah, These are my development cards, and then I will shuffle and draw.
Solstice.
And we'll do solstice.
I have a solstice effect.
Hooray!
Draw a card if able. So if the deck was empty,
You wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it,
and it wouldn't trigger. Yeah.
As it is, I can, and then place a card on top of your deck. I'm going to put that on top of my deck.
Okay, and I will do my flip.
Flippity flip.
Oh, I should have got another progress when I acquired that.
Okay.
Mercenaries, because I would have discarded a card. Remember that ability. Flip that. There we go.
My go. Well, I'm going to activate. I've got loads of. I need like 5 actions this turn. So just going back to the trading option.
Yeah.
I don't have any goods, so I can't do the thing that I did last time.
Correct.
But what I can do is I can trade one of these progress tokens
into a good,
which means I can then do that next time.
Yeah.
Right. But what I'm going to do is... Wow. Okay, I just need to read this again. Each of these icons, right. Okay, so my first action is to play Jazeera, which is another region. You may garrison a card.
Options.
I don't think I want to. No, I am. I'm going to garrison that card. I don't quite know why, but I am going to garrison that card. Right. That was my first action. My second action is to play the Maritime Spice Route. Or as I kept calling it, the Maritime Space Route.
Space.
As we now know, when you play it, you immediately get to do its commerce. Nice. So I gain 2 materials for each of these icons that I have at least one of in play. Water, yes. Grain, no. Wiggly lines, which is ocean, yes. And that.
House. Which you don't.
I do not have a house.
Yet.
So I get 4 materials. That's all right.
Not bad, is it?
Right. And my third action, I'm going to play Prosperity.
Ooh.
So all players may draw a card.
I will.
And then I choose to either gain 1 material per bag. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bags. Or it's food, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or 1 population per region in play. So,
which would be 4.
I've got loads of stuff. I'm going to choose to gain population.
Mm-hmm.
So I gain 4 population. Right. Actions done. Exhaust abilities done. No more exhaust abilities. I now go to cleanup.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on there. Punt, whoever punt is.
Worth a punt.
Clear my tokens.
I mean, for you, that's a good move.
Right, so I don't need to discard any cards in order to cycle through. But I think we need to be doing that. So do I keep these cards? Yeah, I'm going to keep these cards. So I need to draw 2. I can't draw, so I get the Great Mosque of Damascus.
Nice.
And then I draw 2 cards. Your go.
My go.
David said, a fun fact, you have to put a card on top of the deck even if you weren't able to do. Yeah, I mean, it says, draw a card if able, full stop, place a card on top of your deck.
That's
so if you can't draw a card, you still have to put a card on top of your deck.
Yeah.
Bad.
That's bad.
But
slows you down.
It's fine.
Right, my dilemma here is I've only got 2 winter cards, which then kind of goes, do I just innovate and get something I want? But because I've got no way of putting anything to history, my deck's getting a bit clogged. So, but I'm going to sort that out next turn. So I think, no, I'm going to go for it because I've just figured something out, which is fine. Cool. So I'm going to play Sea Ice. Sea Ice is back.
Yep.
Exile a card from the market.
So it's either the Elders or the Trading Post.
Yeah, let's give it that. I think that one's too good for you, to be honest. Okay. That's quite nice. That is quite nice. And also, because I played a region, my dog sleds allows me to draw a card or discard a card to gain
a progress, because it was a non-ocean region.
I'll do that to get a progress. That's now 5. Yeah, it's no ocean region. Right, second action, I'm going to play the Shaman. It's one of my development cards. And I'll actually pay 2 materials to break through for a civilized card. Take that one.
So it's gain a progress, or pay 2 materials to break through for an uncivilized card.
Yeah, an uncivilized card.
And when you break through and take this one,
yeah,
you don't get the unrest.
No.
Right. Now, we've got an empty deck here, which if you're not playing with the trade routes, would just be an empty deck.
Be done, yeah.
Because we're playing with trade routes, that is now visible. How do you get that?
I think that goes into this slot when this goes.
Okay.
Unless Nigel and David correct me.
Right.
So I believe it kind of just slots
it
in,
comes down,
and then it's available for acquiring and all that stuff.
Right.
But I have a passive ability, so when I acquire or break through for an uncivilized or civilized, I can discard a card.
The thing you've been forgetting to do.
Yeah.
You've never.
I don't know if I want to now, so I'm not going to do it, which is frustrating. But
okay, Land of Punt was an ancient kingdom, which is now North Eritrea. They traded with the Egyptians.
There you go. There we go. So my last action is going to be...
David says you can break through for it while it's above. You can acquire it or break through for it when it comes down.
Only when it's visible. It's available for you.
Yeah.
Which is good, because it is face up, isn't it? So it is different. Right, I'm going to play the Undecipherable Scroll, because it is a winter card for me, and I can break through for an exiled.
This is where you can look through the exile pile.
Yeah.
And gain a progress.
But it is an exile, this card, so it's a one and done.
It'll go back in there.
Oh yeah, it will go back in there.
Now, there may be ways of that coming out again.
Now what do I want is the key. Oof. Look at scoring. This is the thing. Look at the scoring. What are you after?
Yeah, we've not really gone into this. So if you don't know the game, and I'll just show you my sort of player area. In fact, that's a bad thing to show you. Let's show you the market. So in the market, every card in the bottom right has the amount of victory points that it's worth. Now, some of them are worth a fixed amount of victory points, but this one, for example, is worth a question mark because it depends on a certain condition. So some of them have question marks, some of them have stars, and there are certain cards that you will want to get that are really good for you. And again, once you know the game, you will be looking for certain cards, or at least trying, the cards that you've got, doing more things to try and make those cards worth more points.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Hunters and Trackers, I think that combos quite nicely with me.
So you've taken that from the exile, and then you exile the Indecipherable Scroll.
Yeah, that goes back in there.
Okay.
And I gain 1 progress. Nice. But now, because I've again acquired or broken through for that type of card, I could discard it. I'm not going to be able to play this for a while to get another progress. So I think I will. This one triggers well with lots of animal tags, and I've got a few of those going on.
Makes sense.
Makes sense for me. That is me. I will now pop you on there.
ID's got a question in the chat. And interestingly, that's exactly the same question that I asked JP 10 minutes before we started. Is there any reason why the development cards are not underneath your Ascension card? Because these do not come into play at all until your Ascension card. And the reason is so that you can look through them and start planning ahead.
That's the reason, is that you should be thinking about what development cards you're going after, making sure you've got the right resources and when you finish your deck, basically, and timing everything right. So you're going to be thumbing through these, or you should be thumbing through these quite regularly.
Yeah.
And I tend to, if it's super not competitive, and I play a lot of this solo, to be fair, is I will order.
You'll order them
in what I want. Yeah. Some like 2 or 3, and then the rest I'll work out as I play.
And if we had more time before we started this stream, I would have probably gone through mine and had an idea of. But when I get my first one, there's going to be a few minutes pause while I look through them.
Fast forward, didn't you?
Right.
Put one of them on. I'm not discarding, and
cool.
reactivate these.
Hand size
Is now 5.
5.
Come on, no winter cards. Come on. Yeah.
Quality. Right, Solstice.
Solstice, yes.
So I may draw a card. Oh no, I do draw a card if able. I'm going to put a card on top of my deck.
Now I will flip to summer, and I remember to the sea ice as
Sea ice returns. Oh, sorry, recalls.
You get one of those. That's quite cool. And it's summer again.
Right, my go.
Yeah.
Right, quite exciting because I've been building up this. It's not an empire. Can't call it an empire.
No.
I've been building up this
Barbarian state.
barbaric state.
With barbaric shenanigans.
So the first thing I'm going to do, is, and I've got some goods now, so we can do all sorts of things. But I'm going to play irrigation.
Yeah.
I'm then going to exhaust the irrigation card to treat one water symbol as if it was 3 food for the rest of the turn. So I'm going to treat that symbol as if it was 3 food.
Wow.
You know it's coming.
It's prosperity.
It's coming. It's prosperity.
And I'll draw a card.
So all players may draw a card.
Not the one I wanted.
And then I'm going to gain 1 materials per food. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Anybody want a loan?
Yes, please. It's tough up the north.
It is. Right. Happy with that. That was 2 actions, wasn't it? Yeah, because I played irrigation and then we did that. Right, so do we want to use the merchants? Now, this is just gaining 1 million more materials.
Yeah, I could have done this. I've completely forgot. That's fine.
You could be trading with it.
I know I completely forgot to do it. But I'll remember next time.
Yeah, I think I want to spend some of those materials. I think it might be time to do a breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't play any civilized cards yet, can I? I can
You can't
take
play them, you can have them.
but I can't play them.
Yeah.
Because that one is actually looking quite nice.
Looking tasty. With
So I'm going to play
side.
advance.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spend 5 materials and I'm going to break through for a civilized card. And breaking through one of these,
Just take it.
I get it and I don't get the unrest.
You weren't going to do it?
You were going to take it?
I was going to have it. So the fact that it increases your hand size by 1 is just great.
That was my 3rd action. But I have these merchants.
It's also nice.
So I'm going to exhaust the merchants. So I've got all sorts of options to trade. I could convert one of those into a good. Or I could put one of the goods on one of these. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trade with the Philippines Jade trade. So that's 3 on there.
Yeah.
To place a card on top of your deck. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm about to draw it again. To acquire a card in slot 1 or 2 of the market. So I'm going to acquire this. So it comes with the progress. I get that, but I get the unrest.
You replenish, so
That gets replenished, and it is a trade route. So now that this has got 3 on it, I can't use the commerce ability again.
No,
but I
neither
can.
of us can.
Oh, neither of us can.
No.
But I can use the profit
As an action.
as an action, not as a trade.
No.
But as an action.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bit that I think is going to catch people out.
Yeah, it caught me out on the first play.
Right. So using the profit ability of a card is an action. It's not a trade thing.
It's not a trade option. Yeah.
Right.
And when you do the profit, you'll get your free goods back, which is always nice. And you discard that.
Right.
That's fun.
Okay. So that's it for me, I believe.
Pardon me.
Clean up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put that on
And
there.
I think they say, like, in order to keep the game snappy, if you're playing with a higher player
You could be
count,
taking your turn.
as soon as that token goes on, the rest of it typically is your own admin.
Yeah.
So that.
And I'm happy to do that now.
Yeah.
I will do my admin bits if you want to
Yeah, sure.
start yours.
Well, I've got to do this in the right order, and you'll see why. So the Byzantines, I'm going to play. This normally would go into history, but it goes into my discard because it does. And I get to break free for another tributary card. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to find the first tributary card that I can get for these guys. There goes that. Right, what do these do? Ooh, quite nice. So that was the first action. The second action, I'm going to play Oral History. So now I have a passive ability that says when a card would be put into history, I garrison it here, and it overrides my state card's effects. And that means now, which is why I wanted to play this first,
Right.
so I could actually use it again.
This card shouldn't be in play. It's a 3+ card.
That is my bad.
Well spotted. Well spotted, chat.
And Solstice, I may garrison a card here. So now I have a way of thinning my deck. And I can garrison many cards under that.
Okay.
And the good thing is I have a way of pulling certain cards back out of there if I need them.
Oh, right.
Which is a bit different.
That's handy.
Yeah, it definitely is. Okay, last action. Do I want that? So 1, 2, 3 materials. I'm probably getting close to decking out there. Or maybe I get some more population. Yeah, okay. Let's play Cormac. All players may draw a card.
All players?
Mm-hmm. And I think I'm going to go for materials, which is 1, 2, 3, 3. That is me done.
Go on, pop it on there.
Nah, not going to happen. It's too good. Oh, okay. I've got a way of getting a lot of tributaries, so I'm quite happy about that. Let's go for you.
So you can be doing your cleanup.
And I should, before I forget.
Oh, yes, go on.
Do some trading, right?
You put it on there. You get one.
I get another one.
And you do that.
Yeah, which I should have done the other way around, thinking about that. So instead of getting the materials from my cards, I would have got population. Instead.
Because this is gaining materials.
Yeah.
Do you have a drop of water?
I have no water.
Do you have some wheat?
No.
Do you have some ocean?
I have some ocean.
And do you have
That's it,
any
right.
villages?
So it's only 2.
Okay.
It's fine. Gives me a bit of everything.
Well, it's either gain 2 that for that right, or acquire an ocean card. That is another option.
Yeah, which there isn't one.
There isn't one.
So
Right,
that's
okay.
fine. Yeah.
What's that icon? It's just a mask.
It's a mask, yeah.
But it's in a dark background rather than a light background.
Yeah, some civilizations like the Mayans and the Olmecs trigger off that mask ability.
Okay.
And the whole deck's geared around that, which is good fun to play as well. That is me done. So I need to discard down to 3.
And then we do solstice.
Then we do solstice.
So, this is where it doesn't work. I draw a card if able. I can't. And now I've got a card. There you go.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's good. I want to keep you. I'm going to put you there for the minute. And winter's bad. That's all I've got to say on the map.
Bad winter.
Put that there.
Hand size of 3.
Right, solstice.
Yeah.
So
I've
do
done
all that.
mine.
So solstice, I can put a card into there. You may garrison a card here. Oh, I don't want to put you in there yet. Let's make draw a card. I'm alright at the moment, I think. Don't really want to put them rest under there yet. 'Cause I have to spend actions to fish it back out. Yep, okay. And then flip this.
Okay, next round. So, as my first action, I'm going to use the profit ability of the Philippines Jade Trade. So I get these 3 goods back.
You do?
I break through for a region and free play it.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to take this one.
Yeah. And then put it
and I'm
straight
going
in.
to free play it.
And then do that action. That ability, rather.
Yeah, which is exile a card from the market. Let's get rid of that one. You may garrison a card.
Thanks, Nigel.
What's he said?
Shh, don't need to worry.
Oh, strategy then.
He says now looking at oil lamp.
I am going to garrison a card. Then it has an exhaust ability. When another player plays a sword card... now we're not playing with the sword cards.
I understand.
So that's fine. I can ignore the rest of that. Okay, right. So that was my first action. First action was to do that and do that and do that. Now, I could flip this merchant card because I now have 3 of these.
You could, but if you do, your ability to acquire trade routes...
Do I need to acquire any more trade routes?
Well, this is it.
I don't know whether I do. I've got 2. There's
If
another one over
you
there.
got enough and you're happy with the abilities, then great.
Well, I've got too many other actions to
do.
Yeah. We're also running out of space, so I might expand up here.
Yeah. Maybe put your regions here and then your other pin cards.
I'll put my
or your regions over
my
there.
regions and my trade routes here.
Trade makes sense there, doesn't it? Because I can see them.
And I'm going to put my other stuff up here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spend.
So your irrigation can go up there, maybe.
Oh yeah, I can go up there.
And I'm going to run out of space, I think. But we'll figure it out.
So I'm going to spend an action to build the Great Mosque of Damascus, which has a solstice ability, which is quite good.
It looks like you can do something with them rests, which is also nice. Excuse me.
And I'm going to spend another action to play punt.
There we go.
So I break through for a
trade
route. So I could break through there for that one, or I could just look through here to see if there is one.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I'm going to break through for that one. So that's going to go here. Now, we talked about history a couple of times, but we've never actually done it. So, because you don't have a history, but this says...
I kind of do, but it's different.
Put this card into your history. So when you put a card into your history, it goes underneath your power card. The card is effectively completely gone from the game, but it is still mine. It will still score me points at the end. So your history is here. That happened. That was a thing. Right, that's my 3 actions done. I am going to do it. So I'm going to exhaust this. I'm going to spend 3 of these to flip my merchants over. I am now a merchant empire. So it's more bags, but my ability now is that I can trade, or I can pay 3 to acquire an uncivilized or civilized card, or if there is no card garrisoned here, pay 5. Wow. And garrison a pin card from your hand here to take the top card of there. Wow.
But you're kind of losing the pin card to be able to get that.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of be sure that you want to get rid of it.
Yeah. And this Merchant Empire, we talked about these scoring conditions earlier on.
Yeah.
So this card is 1 point at the end of the game for every 2 bags of food I have in play. Now, every card with a star on it is limited to 10. Maximum of 10 points.
10. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they're saying the unrest deck is looking a bit thin. It's 3.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 3 left. We've got to keep our eye on that.
We do.
Otherwise, things could
Otherwise,
go on
collapse, game over, and
just get a cup of tea.
I don't know who would win at this stage.
That's it. We've been paying attention.
I've not been. No, I know how many unrest I've got, but I don't know how many you've got.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, you done?
I think so. So I need to do my cleanup.
Yes. So the uncivilized cards are out. That means there's only something left. Okay. Excuse me. Right. I'm actually going to pay one of them just to get rid of that. So I'm returning an unrest for my first action. Oh, he's got his glory. He's going to be glorying all over the place. Right. I am... Let's do this first. All players may draw a card. quite useful. And gain 1 materials per animals. So that would be 1, 2, 3 if we did that. Or abandon, don't want to do that. So let's get 3 materials. Okay. Third action. Oh, now I've got a choice.
Oh, that's terrible.
Garrison a card from your hand to discard pile in all history to break through for the top card of the main deck. A bit of a gamble, but I do like the I draw a card garrison from all history to gain a progress. So that's how I can fish cards back out of there again. It would be cheaper. But then I might lose my ability to get those. What else we got here? Okay, now I think that would be better for me. So let's play advance. Well, actually, I can play those anytime. Spend 5 materials. A breakthrough for a civilized or uncivilized card. In this market stalls looks nice. Choose to pay to gain or gain. Yeah, that looks nice. Or choose to call a region to break through for a tributary or gain 1 per region every play when garrison's card. Yeah, I think I will go with this one. And when I do that, I can discard a card to get a progress token. There we go.
And don't forget to use your merchants if you wanted to.
You encourage me. Well, you've got 3 options.
There's 3 options now.
What is it? Gain 2 population and 1 progress. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do that when you played it?
No. Good point. Forgot.
Oh, wow, the profitability is amazing. Place a card on top of your deck to take the top fame card, and then exile it. Okay, so you only get to do it once unless you fish it back out. I probably should. Do you like the idea of that though as well? Yeah, let's do a. I don't know. This one.
Metropolis. Another unrest guard gone.
Okay, I am done. So
Solstice.
Put a token on the market. Okay, that's good if you do that. That's good if you do that. Why not? Let's put it on there. We'll flip those back. Reset that. Now, discard you. These are quite nice. How many have we got in here?
Move my actions down here.
Would be good to develop as well. If I do that, I would have to literally ditch these cards. I am going to. So I can draw these 4 and then develop.
Because your hand size is currently 5.
Yeah, and I'm just take Nigel's advice.
Okay.
I'm going to develop the oil lamp. I will spend 2 progress as 4 materials to do that.
Progress as materials.
Yeah.
To do so.
Having looked at it, I realise it's good for cycling.
Okay.
And drawing and discarding, things like that.
And
so
then shuffle your discard and draw 1 card.
yes.
And then
Hopefully the oil lamp.
Then it's Solstice.
Then it's Solstice.
So I draw a card, if able. I then put a card on top of my deck. Go do that one. Now I've got the Great Mosque of Damascus. Unfortunately, the Solstice ability is to gain 1 population per house icon. I don't have any. Or I could return an unrest from my discard pile. I don't have any. So my Great Mosque is not doing anything for me at the moment.
We'll actually put you there. I'll put a card in my oral history.
Okay.
And then that's the only Solstice ability I've got other than flip that. Summertime.
You done all your Solstice stuff?
Done it all?
Right. So I am first going to exhaust the Merchant Empire to trade one of these progress tokens for a good, since I don't have any. Then I am going to exhaust the irrigation to treat Jazeera as if it has 3 bags of food.
And just get a load of materials.
I think so.
How many are you getting now? 13 or something?
And we're then going to play Prosperity. So all players may draw a card. So 1 material per bag of food. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's just 8. It's all right. It's not too bad. Oh no, my Merchant's Empire's got 2 as well. Yeah, my Merchant Empire now has 2 bags of food on it.
Oh, I see.
Right. For my next 2 actions, we're going to do something that's never been seen before.
Go on.
In this video.
Oh.
I am actually going to play an unrest card. So when
I did it earlier.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It was looking a bit thin, so I thought about
it. So, yeah, to actually play this, you can get rid of it by paying a population, or discarding 2 cards, or paying 3 materials.
You've got so much materials.
And I've got so many materials. I didn't realise you could discard 2 cards to do it.
Yeah.
I might actually do that as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got nothing that's working for you, why not?
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to discard that and that to get rid of that one. That's my second action. And my third action is to get rid of that by paying 3 materials.
Nice.
So I've just got rid of 2 unrest, which has meant the game is less chance of collapsing. But
also,
if it does,
that's VPs for you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 points effectively.
4 points, yeah.
I think that's it. I've used the exhaustibility on that. I've used the exhaustibility on the irrigation to do that. So I think that's it. That's my turn done. So let's pop this on the lagoon.
Okay. I'm going to play Tattoos, which is a free play. Draw a card from my deck or my discard pile.
If that's a free play, why didn't you... Oh, no, it's a free play, but it doesn't go into play.
No, yeah, it's just
a free play.
Discard.
Doesn't cost you an action to play the card.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Correct. Wasn't a great draw though.
Oh, we are imminent.
You're getting there, are you?
Baghdad is imminent.
No, not ready for it. Right, we'll play this, which is the Byzantines, and now I have to put it into my history, which is now up here. So you break through for a tributary card. So
my deck is really small because I've got all the cards in play.
Yeah, you're just going to cycle so fast.
And I've got loads of these to buy loads of these.
Yeah. Alright, what we got here then? I mean, that's a no-brainer, I think. Second action, I will play Meliu Kingdom, breakthrough for a region, and I may free play a Ocean, put this card into history. That's got an ocean on it, so I'll take the Lagoon. Someone's been seeding progress points on there for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a bit of that. And then I may put a card from my discard pile into history. I don't want to do that, but I exile a card from the market that I have to do. Get rid of you. Off of me. Okay. I may garrison a card. Don't really want to. Yeah. I will use the Imperium to acquire a civilized card, so I'll take that one. And that also goes into history. And then I will free play, because that's my last action, I will free play Mercenaries, pay a population to get another action back.
Need another card here, don't we?
And I will play Metropolis, which gives me a nice solstice stability. that is, I think, me. 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just changing up progress.
Solstice time.
I've just got to do cleanup. So
Draw a card. Put it back on top of my deck.
keep those there. And again, do I want to trade? I've got to remember, do I want to trade? Yeah, why not? I would have traded that into there.
Did you already take one?
Yeah, I just took one, yeah.
Okay.
And then I would have come off. God, remember, I should be using your trades. Okay, draw a card. Not very helpful. And then Solstice.
I've done my Solstice.
I'm going to draw a card from my Metropolis. Could be better. And I may put a card into History. You know what, I'll put that in there for a minute. I'll get that later if I need it. Need to thin this deck out.
That's a lot of cards under oral history.
Yeah. Well, because I had so many tributaries that would normally go into history until that got played.
Right.
Yeah, that's all good. So, and then I would flip. So that's me.
Okay.
Winter's here.
So, have you done your Solstice?
Yeah.
You done it. Right. Okay. I'm going to play Advance. I'm going to pay 5 materials, and I'm going to break through. So for a civilized card, it's going to be this one.
Oh, I should have got another one there for that.
I get that.
Dog sleds.
And that.
Oh no.
And now that comes down into there. So we have 2 empty decks. You're going through them quite quickly, actually.
Yeah.
So that was my first action. I played Advance.
We've got some work to do, though.
My second action... I need to keep that. Okay, my second action is to play the Sabians. So if you're a barbarian state, I am. Gain 2 progress. If I was an empire, develop and put this card into your history. So I don't. I just put it there. I think I do want to do this. Yeah, I think it's time. I'm going to play Glory. Right, so we mentioned Glory earlier on. Glory is one of the key parts of the game, and you were saying that most civilizations have a Glory card?
Most do, or some form of it, yeah. Yeah, it's quite a common card in the starting deck.
So basically, I can abandon 3 of my regions, and if I do, I'm going to get a Fame card.
Yeah.
So abandoning regions means that they go into the discard pile, and any cards that they were... they had garrisoned also go into my discard pile. So I'm going to abandon the distant island.
Yeah.
I'm going to abandon Jazeera.
Yeah. And the choice here is also obviously getting the cards back out that you've stashed away for future, but also which abilities do you want to get when you replay those regions back in. Yeah.
I'm going to abandon Scribbland as well. So I've abandoned those. So now I get the top 2 cards from this deck, and I'll just show you these. It's supposed to be secret, but I'll show you these. So these are Fame cards, and these are generally worth a lot of points at the end of the game. But, well, this one is very simple. This one is just worth 3 points, which doesn't seem a lot, but the ability is pretty good.
Ignoring your requirements of Barbarian and Empire. Yeah. It's very nice.
The other option is that I can take Determined, which is 1 point at the end of the game for each garrison card in a region. So the more cards I have garrisoned in regions, the more points that is worth. Yeah, so that seems pretty good as well. But actually, I think I'm just going to take that one. So so that one goes on top of the deck. I get that into hand.
You do?
Now, which action was that? I've lost track.
I can't remember. I was looking at my development cards.
So they're the 3 regions that I've just taken back.
What did you play before? Obviously, you played Glory.
I played Glory.
Yeah.
I played the Sabians. Oh, that was it. I advanced. I played the Sabians. It's my third action.
Yeah.
My third action was to play Glory. I shouldn't have done that. I should have saved an action to play the Fame card. Anyway, I can go a trading because I have some goods. So
just get some space.
Yeah, I'm just gonna exhaust that to trade that with them, which gets me 2 of those and 1 of those. I've got so much progress. And it's all points. It is all points. Right. So. Oh no, this is free play.
It is.
So I can do this, even though I don't have an action.
Yeah.
It's free play.
Yeah.
So I choose draw 2 cards or free play another card.
Which is great.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like a secret 4th action.
Oh, which means I can play this even though I'm not an Empire yet.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Except that doesn't. Okay.
And if you've got the unrest in your hand now.
I'm going to conquer. So, yeah, awesome. I'm going to free play conquer. And I'm going to pay 2 population.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to acquire this.
Nice.
Which goes into my hand. Right. So, you need to bear with me at the end of my turn because I'm about to change state, I believe.
Yep.
We've already traded. We've done that. We have done some stuff. I need to discard a card at the end of my turn. So first of all, we'll put one of these on there. Why not?
Yeah.
Clear my things. Right, and now I'm going to have to discard a card. So I'm going to discard that. Right, so refresh up to 5. So I've only got 2.
Yeah.
Which means I draw 2.
Yeah.
But now, because my nation deck is empty, I put my ascension card into my discard pile, and as soon as I do that,
you are ascending.
I have ascended. I have now become an empire.
And the trumpets are on display.
And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to move that card to there to give me more space because I've got so much stuff here.
I think I'll do the same now.
And then I shuffle them. Now, what else happens when I ascend is I remove one of these cards from the game.
Yes.
So I'm going to have a look through that while you're taking your.
I don't do that because I don't have an ascension card, but I already did.
You already did something similar in setup, didn't you? David says acceded, not ascended. Okay.
Okay.
Words.
Back to me.
Right. Which one of these do I want to remove from the game?
Okay, now this will work. Oil lamp has gone in. If winter, I can exhaust it to draw 2 cards. Here we go. Second action, I'll play the shaman, which I'll use to return a unrest to get a population. Thank you, shaman.
We're not going to have a collapse, are we?
Not if I can help it.
5 cards.
And why not? Let's get some. Put that here actually. We'll put in sea ice. Exile a card from the market. Ooh, do you need any more of them? Let's get rid of that. More trade cards. I could acquire it in fairness.
Yeah, I mean you could have some trade cards if you wanted to. You just haven't got any.
I haven't pushed it. Yeah, okay. Should have ditched the other one. That's fine.
Deck's too big. Let's get those regions out again.
Might be worth going for, you know. Might be worth going for. Choices. So I could do need more materials. I think let's do that. So I'm going to trade this. Try to get one back. And
do you have water drop?
I don't have a water drop.
Wheat?
I don't have wheat.
Ocean?
Yes.
And a village?
Does that count for Metropolis?
Well, it's interesting.
That is a question.
We will ask that question to David and Nigel.
So the Maritime Spice Route has a house tag on it.
Whereas that's got big house tag.
Big.
I mean, it's got two little ones and a big one.
Yeah, I mean, technically it's a different symbol, but I didn't know if it would count.
Yeah, I'm sure the answer's in the rule book.
If it does, great. If not,
let us know. Does it count for the Maritime Space Route?
I'll take 2 for now.
Say it again. Space Route.
Oh, I nearly said it.
We need a science fiction version of this game. That's what we need.
What was I doing? This is what I do. Oh yeah, exhausting. Can't play that anyway. I think that is me. So if we get an answer on that, then I'll take 2 more materials. But other than that,
you want to dig through the rule book and see if you can find the answer before we get an answer from David or Nigel?
Yeah, I'll finish my turn and then it's only going to be 2 extra materials if that's the case.
Icons need to match. Okay, so it's not the same.
It's not the same. That's fine.
This is only going to give resources for small settlements rather than big ones.
Yeah. Let's go for that one. Yep, fine. And that is me.
Solstice?
Reset.
Oh, I don't have the thing anymore. I do have that, but it doesn't do anything.
So I have a solstice ability, so I can gain materials or draw cards. I'm going to draw a card. That one, I may... Oh yeah, I hadn't actually drawn up to my hand size. That'll help, wouldn't it? 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Really helps me with that. Get rid of you, I think. Let's put you there. Should go back there.
Solstice done?
Solstice done.
Okay.
Now draw a card and then flip. Now I'm done.
Right. So I'm going to play for my first action, Couriers. So my hand size has gone up by 1. And I now have a solstice ability that's actually going to do something.
Nice.
So that's good. But prosperity is now rubbish.
Because you've gloried.
Because I've gloried and got rid of most of my regions. I do have that. I can put Jazeera back into play.
Yeah.
So I've got 3 regions. You may garrison a card, but I don't think I want to. Actually, no, I will.
No, this should come back.
Yeah, I'm going to garrison that.
It's the ice.
That was my second action. And my third action... I mean... I'll tell you what. I'll use the Merchant Empire.
Getting my Sea Dogs Lads card.
To turn one of those into one of those. Yeah, my deck's not running out anytime quickly. So I am going to use Prosperity. It's a bit rubbish, but all players may draw a card. And I'm going to gain... I'll tell you what, no, I can. Yeah, I can exhaust that to make that worth 3, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still gain 7.
It's still good.
Still 7 materials. Okay, so that's my 3 actions done. And I've exhausted that, and I've exhausted that. Now I'm going to put a token on a card. I am not going to discard that, because that's awesome. But I am going to discard that, and then I'm going to draw 4.
Okay.
One,
you done?
2, 3, 4. I've not been putting tokens on my deck when I've been cycling it.
Yeah, it's easy to
But
forget.
I haven't done it more than once per turn, yeah.
Okay, so I am going to go and exhaust my oil lamp to discard 2 cards that I can't even play anyway. Get a progress token. Got to be doing that every turn if I can. Do I want that? It would be good. Yeah, I think I will. I'm going to exhaust that to acquire this.
So that's dead now. That's gone.
Which means we refill from here.
Do we? Oh, right, okay.
Which means it'll speed up the timer as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so when a stack is empty and gone,
yeah.
you refill from there, and it could be all sorts
I have
of
to
different.
exile as well. Get rid of that one because that's too good for you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know, I can't read it.
It's 1 VP per trade route card. So
Oh,
get rid of that. Don't want you having that one.
Oh, don't forget my +1 hand size. Thank you. Even better.
Yeah, I really wanted that. For my winter, it would have been amazing. Right. I haven't actually done any actions yet. But I'm hoping to develop. I always seem to develop in summer, not in winter. Is what it is. Too many options. Too many options. Can't play you, can't play you. Call the region to break through for a tributary.
If there's any left.
If there's any, if not, it's 2 VPs. I do need to get rid of them though. Let's put... Oh no, we can do that. I'll put my trade card here just so you can see it.
Okay.
And I'll put 2 cards from my hand and or discard pile into my history. Or draw 2 cards.
So if you didn't have the oral history out, you would
Yeah.
take 2 cards from your discard pile and put them back in your discard pile.
Yeah.
That's a cool ability.
Which is great, isn't it? It's really good. Might just draw. How many I've got in here? Because this is obviously capped at 10 points and get 1 for every garrison card.
Okay.
3, 4, 5. I mean, 6 VPs sat there. And I can get another 2 in right now. Which is good. But it means getting rid of the... You know what? Let's just do it. Thin it out. Okay. But you can use that if you want to do some drawing or
Maybe.
thinning. And yeah, it's all good. Right. 1 action done.
I mean, I am at the point now where I do want to get rid of cards
you wanna...
permanently. That's why I put 1 under... Well, I thought I did.
Let's play Rucellari to recall a region, which is the good one. It's this one. Call a region to break through for a tributary. Now, is there any more in this deck?
Is there any in there?
Is there any? There is.
There is? Okay.
There is.
You get it.
Not many cards in there, though.
So I don't think the game's going to end from this deck
No.
because you're not doing
I'm not going
that.
for it, yeah. I'm not really geared up for that. Well, there might be a way, I can't remember. And I will play the Seleucid Empire. Which is another
More friends.
More friends doing more solstice fun and games. Right, that is me. Really need to sort that out, but let's do that later. Let's do that one.
No, end of your turn.
Yeah, discard down to 3. Forget, yeah. I won't trigger now. I will get to trigger at the winter, so that's...
No, we haven't done a poll. Yeah, let's do a poll. Might be a bit late. People can probably work it out, but
I don't know.
I mean,
Nigel and David might know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, through that. That's that done. Access that. Bang, bang, bang. Solstice when we're ready. Discard a
The
card.
poll has started. If you are logged in, please vote. Solstice. I get a solstice ability.
Yeah.
You may draw a card if able. If you do, place a card on top of your deck.
What I wanted.
Done.
That is a good one. That's exactly what we wanted. That's cool. Solstice. I may put something there.
So developing is taking a card from here and putting it in your discard pile.
Yeah. Still got to pay for it unless it says developer.
I got to pay for it, and I don't get it into my hand.
But you don't put an X token on because it's not done through.
It's not done through deck running.
recycling.
Right. Okay.
So that's the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Do I care? Do want you? I can't put you into history. Do I care about that now? Do I just think that's gone? You can carry on if you need to. I'm just literally deliberating.
Are you doing your solstice?
Yeah. I'm deciding whether to get rid of a card or not.
I'll start my turn. I am going to play the Sabians. That now I am an empire. I develop and I put that card into my history. And I'm going to develop glassworking, which costs me 4 materials and 2 population.
Can't be out of my discard.
First action done.
No, I need you in play. That's fine. And then
I'm going to use the Merchant Empire.
no, fish it back out. Doesn't matter. Let's do it.
Trade for another one of those. And then I'm going to play. Here he is.
Here he is.
The famous leader, Al-Mansur.
Al-Mansur. How are we doing?
It's his short name.
What's his long name?
His long name is, to give him his full name,
His full
it's
birth name.
Abu Jafar Ibn Hamid Al-Mansur is his full name.
Needed a bigger card.
Yeah. Each other player gains 1 good.
Oh, that's great.
I break through for an uncivilized thing, so I'll have that one. And then choose either free play, a small settlement or a big settlement, or trade, and then put this card into my history.
Yeah.
So he turns up, builds Baghdad, which is actually what he did,
and then disappeared.
and
into
then,
the annals of history.
yeah, I'm done. See ya. Right, I have 3rd action left, which could be to play the trading city, so I will. Don't run out of space.
There you are.
I'm gonna have to put it there.
Thanks, Nigel.
What's that?
It's just more strategy.
More strategy
Yeah.
advice. What?
More difficulty, you know.
True. I'm sure I've got another exhaust.
That's
Oh yeah,
That's how I get fame cards.
that's how you get fame cards. Right. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm done. So I'm going to add a token to a thing.
To a thing.
And then I'm going to discard some stuff. Discard that. I'm going to discard that because I want this. I want these cards.
You do. Not
My
only are they
hand
good,
size is 6.
they're
so
good in
1,
VPs as
2,
well.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, tell you what I'm going to do. I am actually going to discard that, which means I am going to do this again. One, 4 of them, 2 of them.
Sure you got enough resources. You see, population's quite low though, isn't it?
Got 4.
Yeah.
Right, need 1 card. So that's it. I've taken 2 cards out of my development pile.
That's not bad. Not a bad shout.
Yeah.
You did a develop action, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, it's good. That is good.
That stays on there. Yep. There we go.
Back to me then.
Paul cannot develop. Apparently. Why not? Because you were saying that if I developed through
For a keyword.
the means of a card.
Yeah. I think an X token went on. And I thought only the X
So
tokens
Mark
go with
is
X
saying that
token.
the tributary also already developed. Yeah, well, hopefully Nigel and
Yeah.
David can confirm that. Mark is saying that if you develop through a card, then you can't also do it through that.
Mark is
Mark is wrong. Excellent.
Yeah.
That's what we want to hear.
Thought that's just a way of you cutting in and getting access to it.
So just to clarify for those people watching, if you develop because your deck ran out, you exhaust the development area, and then that means you can't do it again.
Yeah.
But if you develop through a card effect, then you just take a card from there and put it in there. You don't put the X token on.
Yeah, you pay for it unless it's developed for free, which then you don't. Which is awesome. It's even better.
What did I draw?
Right. First thing I'm going to do is exhaust this.
I drew.
I'm going to exhaust this to draw 2 cards. I can't draw 2 cards, so I can develop. And I'm going to develop my harpoons. And hopefully, I'll draw it. If I'm lucky.
How do I get cards into my history?
You needed ways of getting cards into history.
I've got these. I don't want these now. Although with that, I can actually play one of them.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, that card.
Yeah, you kind of break the rules a little bit.
We'll just become a barbarian. Just for a little bit.
Fine.
Just
absolutely
just
fine.
for this afternoon.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Okay, that's that done. Exhaust, fine. Can't play you, can't play you. Let's play Hunters and Trackers. Choose one. Gain 1 goods per animal I have, including this card, or acquire a region if it has an animals on it. It doesn't. I'll go for goods actually. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 goods.
4 goods.
Yeah.
Wow. But goods aren't worth anything at the end of the game, are they?
Well, there might be for me. I might have ways of turning them into victory points.
Okay.
Somewhere. I can't remember where it is, but it's in front of me. Yeah. It's pretty good. Right, I'm going to now play Bone Carving, which allows me to draw a card from my garrisoned oral history and gain 1 progress point. So it's going to be 5 there. Right, which card do I want out? One that I can play. What have we got here? It's breakthrough, isn't it? Oh. Yeah, that's tempting. So we won't be perfect. Well, we'll fish that one out instead. Okay, I have 1 action left. I will do advance. I will spend 3 materials, 1 progress for the other 2. To break through for a civilized or uncivilized card. Contact you. And because of that, I can discard a card. Yeah, get rid of you for the minute to get another progress point.
Nigel is saying rematch when you swap decks. No, I don't fancy playing that one just yet.
my brain is on fire. But that's that one. Right, now I can exhaust.
I need to get the Andes Highway ASAP. Yes, I was planning to do that.
Trying to do that, yeah. I'm not going to help you do that.
No,
so
that's really good.
That's not going to happen. Oh, Vignettes is no good to me. Neither is that really. I've still only got 1 of these tags, haven't I? Or I could use 1 of my own. Or discard pile. Yeah, alright. Let's do trade with myself. Let's get rid of you for the minute and
yeah, just realised something. placing, when you trade and you put one of these on a thing, that's not paying it, is it?
Sorry?
When you choose the trade option
Yeah.
and you choose the option to put one of these on there, that's not paying it.
No, because you're going to get it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just cycling them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have a card that says when you pay this, you actually put it on a card instead of spending it.
Oh, I think it's still classed as paying.
But then what do I do? Do I put it on the card and put another one on?
Oh, I don't know. You got card in.
How does the glass blowing work? Nigel and David, tell us how that works.
Interesting glass blowing.
Yeah.
Right. I think that is me.
Okay.
So, token.
I need the solstice. Now I'm doing loads of stuff in the solstice now. I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to discard a card to draw a card. And I'm going to draw a card. And if I do, I put a card on top of my deck. In fact, that's what I should have discarded. Sorry, that's what I should have discarded.
So
because then I can solstice, I can return that from my discard pile. So paying. Yeah, trading is not paying, but a good.
But you can't.
Oh, a good can be one pop or two materials.
Right,
I'd forgotten that. So these.
They were like progress tokens.
These were like progress tokens. Right, okay. Yeah.
So that's how you pay them.
That's how you pay them.
Makes sense now.
So have I done all my solstice stuff? I did that. I did that. I did that. And I did that.
Draw a card or discard a card to draw a card.
Right. Right. It's all kicking off now.
It is.
I got so much stuff. There's what I need. That's the fella.
You're useful though. I don't really want to get rid of you.
Oh, the Grand Library. That's how I get rid of cards. Right. So my first action. Definitely running out of space here. So I don't know where I'm going to put these.
What have you got? Oh,
I've got the Grand Library of Baghdad. So my first action is to build the Grand Library of Baghdad. Garrison up to 2 cards here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take 2 cards that I no longer want. I'm going to go.
Well, you may draw a card from here in Solstice. Ah, that's nice. It's a bit like
Solstice. No, you may draw a card.
Oh.
And you may garrison a card here. So
okay.
I'm going to be putting more cards into
kind of like
there.
A secondary history for you, isn't it?
Every solstice.
It's a library. It makes sense. You could overlap your regions if you want with a tag.
I probably
That's
can.
what I've been doing.
Yeah. So my second action is to play the Scribbland, which is you may garrison a card. Now at this point, I'm thinking, sure. So I'll garrison that card. There's a solstice effect on that, right? But that's that out. And then I am going to exhaust the Merchant Empire to put this trade good on here, the Andes Highway, which gets me 2 population and progress. Got 1 action left. So I will use that to play influential. Oh no, it's not an action to play influential.
No, free play.
It's free play. And I'm going to draw 2 cards. Yeah. Then are resources worth anything at the end of the game?
Only if cards.
Only if the card says
yeah,
that, right?
Otherwise
okay.
they're not.
Yeah, I'm going to play Prosperity. So all players may draw a card.
Nice.
And I'm going to exhaust the irrigation, and I'm going to gain some materials. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I gain 11.
You've got all of them. You got a good engine now.
11 materials.
Good materials engine.
And that was my third and final action.
Yeah.
So at the end of my turn, I put a thing on the thing. Already know now. I'm going to clear that. I'm going to clear that because I'm going to be developing again.
Don't think it'll be long before this game's going to trigger.
There's still so much more I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of 2 cards. So I'm drawing up to 6. That should have come off. Yeah. So which one of these do I want? Don't want that one yet. We're going to take Dredging the Tigris. That goes there. Actually, quite a small deck.
Yeah, you're cycling fast.
Oh, use the Andes Highway. Yeah, sorry. I'll do that next time. Completely forgot. It's an action to do it.
Yeah. Savouring it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Yeah. Okay. You'll go, and then next turn I will use the Andes Highway.
Yeah.
Honestly, Governor.
I will promise I'll do it. Right. Yeah. I'm going to play Tattoos, and I'm going to draw a card from my deck.
It does exile that card. It does get rid of it.
But yeah, it's a fame card. It's worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's absolutely worth doing. Right. I'm going to play Market Stalls. That can be on the camera, which it is.
Just, yeah.
I will exhaust Market Stalls to pay 1 good.
I think I might have to start putting my stuff up here.
Yeah, 1 good to get 2 progress. It's a nice little return, that is. I will also exhaust to discard 2 cards to gain progress. Got a little progress engine now. That's what we want. I will replay. Actually, I haven't used any actions yet, have I? Checking I'm not. No tattoos is free. I'm doing all that for exhaust. Right. So I will replay, pay a pop to get another action. So I've technically got 4. Do I need 4? Yeah, I think I might. I will play Mac. All players may draw a card.
Oh, okay.
And I will get materials. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 materials. Now I'm on 3 actions. Now we need to get rid of these, which is a bit boring, but it's what we're going to have to do. I will literally just spend my population.
So 3 actions
to get rid of
3 unrest. Yeah. All right, 6 points.
Exactly. We've been clogging up.
You all done?
I think so. Oh, I could do this. Do I need another card? Not really. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. I will get 1 on there, and I'll get 1 back. And I get 2 for each of the icons. So I don't have water.
Wheat.
I don't have wheat, but I do have ocean, and I do have the house now. So
okay,
I get 4.
You get 4.
There we go. I think
Solstice.
That's me done.
So my Solstice ability is to draw 1 card. But I don't have a card, which means that triggers a thing. But I think I've already done a thing. I think I forgot
You're
to
doing
mark
a thing,
it.
are you? Another thing?
Yeah, I think I forgot to mark it. So I'll just gain
1.
in one of those.
Get to develop.
A card. No. Discard a card. Yes. Discard a card to pay 2 materials to gain a good.
Oh, that's nice, but I can't do that.
Oh, and then I've got to put a card on top of my deck for the Scribbleland, which I can then draw with that, and then I do that, and then I do that. Oh, so many, yeah.
So many combos and options.
So many interactions going on with cards. Right, I've done all of my Solstice stuff.
I'm still doing my cleanup.
You're doing your cleanup.
Yeah, I'm nearly there.
Will I start my turn while you're doing your solstice stuff?
You can do. I don't think it's going to make much difference.
Okay, so my first action is I'm going to use the Andes Highway. So I get those back, and I exile this card. Place a card on top of your deck to take the top Fame card and exile this card. So put a card on top of my deck. Put that card on top of my deck to take that, which we knew what it was. Yes.
Solstice. And make garrison the card here.
Right.
And that's useful to play now, and then it's done.
So we're going to play Dredging the Tigris.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to put my stuff here. I'm expanding. I don't know. I don't know whether I want to actually use its ability. Maybe we will. Yeah, sure. Let's Dredge the Tigris. So I recall a card with a water drop symbol.
Nice.
So that goes back to my hand.
And that.
And that.
Mm-hmm. Everything that's with that region,
okay.
Whatever you do with it, if you recall it or abandon it, everything with it will go to its respective place.
To acquire that or that.
Civilized or trade route.
There isn't one of those.
Yeah.
Or recall a watery card to trade. Which is that. Okay, maybe I won't do that. Maybe we won't bother doing that. Don't think we need to. We will use the Merchant Empire though. So I could get these back, but again, they're not anything. So I'm gonna trade here. Place a card on top of your deck. Let's put that one on top of my deck. To acquire a card in slot 1 or 2 of the market, I'll acquire this one.
Makes sense.
Yep, right. So that's 2 actions. I need to have cards garrisoned in
places.
Yeah,
you've got VP, haven't you? You've got scoring off it, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
1 VP for garrison.
Yeah,
card.
I forgot to garrison a card there. Because that is... Oh, we'll have that. Third action, I'll play Determined.
Yeah.
Breakthrough for a region or tributary. I'll just break through for that.
Assuming that goes there?
Yep. Which goes into my hand. You may garrison a card in a region with no other garrison cards to trigger that card's play effect.
Yeah, so you could redo any
of
these.
That is garrisoned there.
Oh, you garrisoned
that's not garrisoned.
Okay.
So I can... So what we're saying is I can garrison a card in a region with no other garrison cards to trigger that card's play effect, which is you may garrison a card. Is that right?
Yeah, which that's not great. Because you just garrison the card to garrison a card.
Yeah.
In the same card. Whereas, like, if you did other ones, but I think they're all full, aren't
they? They're all full.
That's the problem.
Oh, but I could... Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of them.
It's to trigger that card's
play effect. But it will boost this VP by having a garrison card.
It will, and I do want rid of the cards.
Because it's in May, you don't have to do it. So it's a VP.
I think that's right. You could acquire vineyards with Jade Trade and City with Tigris. Could I have done?
I have no idea.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Just so many options. I've also got this free play. So I could free play this card.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do it. Let's play Glassworking. So this is the one that whenever I pay with goods, then I add them to this card instead of returning them to supply.
Oh, and you get VPs off.
And I get 1 VP for each 2 there.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this card is not actually worth anything.
No.
I mean, it's got stuff on it.
It's a good one to get early to fuel, isn't it?
That might trigger off something.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's all of my actions done. So
done?
I think I'm done. So that goes.
See the market, and off I go. I'm going to get a Fame card.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Why not? So I can abandon 1 animal and exile 1 animal. So I will exile this and abandon this to take, is it the top? Just the top card. Ooh. Okay, was that actually any good for me? I will play Hunters and Trackers. And I will choose. I'll do this the other way around if you didn't mind.
Oh yeah, Merchant Empire.
Doing this the wrong way around is absolutely stupid. So I would have played that first to actually get 1, 2, 3, 4 goods. Then I would have done my other card, which would then abandon those. Otherwise, I'm just abandoning tags to make that less efficient. And I'll play a region. Which doesn't trigger that. I may put a card from my discard pile into my history. Why not? Let's get you in there. Exile a card from the market. Oh, was that the main? Yeah. I wonder where it gone. I thought it was it. Oh my god.
Volcano, nice.
Not good for you now though, unless you've got that card to play it.
So the main deck has 4 cards in it.
I should have done this earlier, but that's fine.
Davey just reminded me of this. So he's asking, why did I remove all of my goods to here? Because I'd forgotten about the special ability on this. So what I did is I developed a card.
Yeah.
The card that I developed cost me population and goods. So I used the goods as population in order to put them on there, because they're worth points if they're on there.
Right.
So that's why I did it. I did forget about the secondary ability on the Merchant Empire.
Okay.
So
fair enough. I'm going to exhaust market stalls to spend a good to get 2 progress points. Nice little conversion. Anything else? Already done you. I've got trade. I could spend one on my own. I think it probably makes sense. I don't need to fuel you anymore, do I? So I'll trade and I'll put one of them on there. 2 cards from my hand into discard piles. Definitely want to keep you.
You're still doing your turn, are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gets quite involved, doesn't it? Once you've got a load of things out.
I can draw 2 cards. Let's draw 2 cards. Yeah, and that's what I say. Every nation, every service is so different. Let's do that. Okay, and Hunters and Trackers. I actually do have 1 action left, I think. Or do I? No, I don't. I don't. Oh, no, I can't play you. I'm not in summer. Okay, fine. I think that's me. And let's do that. Or maybe I'll do that. No, let's put you there. Clean up, so that one goes back, that one goes back.
Do I start doing my solstice effects?
Yeah,
because I've got quite a few.
Stop triggering those.
You may draw a card. I will. You may garrison a card here. Oh, thanks very much. I will.
Alright, you draw those 2. 1, 2, and then 1 more, because it means I can develop.
I can discard a card to either draw a card or gain some stuff. Or pay 2 things to gain one of those. I will. I've done that, I've done that. Then draw a card if able. And then put a card on top of your deck.
Go with that.
Then draw a card or gain a thing. Gain a thing. You may draw a card if able. If you do, put it on top of your deck. And then return one of those to that. Right, I think that's all of my solstice effects done.
think I've got to do mine, haven't I? Yes. Right. Solstice is draw. Oh yeah. Forgot I'm in the middle of developing. That's why. Put you there. Put you there. Right. There. Draw a card. Kind of not what I wanted. There we go. Right. Solstice is discard a card to draw a card. Definitely want you. You're no good. Let's do that. And let's draw another card through that one. Better. No other Solstice abilities apart from that. Oh yeah, put one in there. I think I probably got what my max out of that. Let's put that in there. And flip. There we go. You got
Solstice done?
Solstice done.
Right. So, let's see if I can work this out. Because there's a lot going on now. So I'm going to play Al Mamun.
Yeah.
Is my first action. Choose up to 2 times, acquire an uncivilized card or a civilized card. So I'm going to take this. Okay. Put this card into your history. So that's that done. Now that effectively got me 1 point, got me 2 points, and I lost 2 points. But never mind.
Should do that really.
Right. Next, I'm trying to get 5 of these so that I can do that. Although it is one of those cards from my hand, and I don't have one of those cards in my hand. Yeah, I could get the Oracle too, but the Oracle comes with 1 progress, but it comes with that.
No, it's that why you want.
Oh,
to
it's
look at
that.
it. People miss this.
Oh, I missed
for
that.
the fame card.
Okay, I'll
So
take
even
the
if you
Oracle
can't
as well.
play it, it's
Thank
worth
you.
having it. Yeah.
Good spot. Because I do have 2 fame cards, and I think I'm about to get.
You're gonna get another 6 VPs, isn't it?
Right, so that was my first action, was to play Al Mamun, who came, did his thing, and then went into history. He's supposed to have gone into history. I seem to have lost him. Where have I put him? There he is. Yeah, put this card into history. Right,
Nice.
so that was my first action.
Yep.
So I've now got 2 unrest cards in hand. But in the solstice phase, I'm going to be able to get rid of one because of that. So that's fine. I mean, the cards are worth points wherever they are. So I don't need to play them.
No, exactly. That you just want to get in history, get rid of it, because unless you're
I
going.
mean, I can't.
Oh,
well,
can you do it through?
I can do it through influential.
Yeah, it's whether you really want to, but you
Well,
probably bought it for the VPs.
I bought it for the VPs,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter where it is. I mean, if this is going to be the last turn, I'm trying to get 5 of these.
What with two of these?
Well, I'm thinking I could develop.
Oh, is that your last card?
That's my last
Oh,
card.
crikey!
Yeah.
You step up, don't
I mean, that is an action.
Think you might have this.
It's just gain a thing. I don't think I can get 5. Although, isn't there a thing? Oh no, in the solstice I may gain 1 from this card, so I could have taken 1 back.
Yeah, but you're denying yourself potential.
Oh, I get these. I can do that as an action.
You can, which is free player card from your discard pile.
But I could just do an action to get these back and not actually get the bonus.
I think to profit, you would have to discard the card to get all the goods back. And then I would imagine...
It's free player card from your discard pile. I just don't. I mean, it doesn't say you may.
No.
So that's
So
the
does that
question.
mean you can't do it if you
Yeah.
don't have it?
Rules question. On the maritime spice route, can I use the profit ability even though I don't have a card in there? Because I just want to take the 3 things back. David says, do you want me to tell you how to get 2 fame in more than 2 actions? No, it's all right. Because it's late and yeah. I'm sure there is definitely a way to do it if I was clever enough to work it out. But I don't think I need to do anything with that. I mean, influential is draw 2 cards, and I've only got 2 cards in here, and they're not really any good at all. But it is free play, or free play a card ignoring the things. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to free play that to be able to free play. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if any of these are worth any points. Yeah, sure. I'll free play. Hang on. Maybe I won't. See, my concern was getting rid of these regions because I'm getting points, I believe, for garrisoned cards. How am I getting points for garrisoned cards? I mean, that is points for things garrisoned under itself.
Yeah, it's your fame card. Your fame card.
That was it.
One of them.
So 1 point per card garrisoned.
That has a garrison card in it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I was to... If I was to play Glory again and recall 3 regions...
Just diminish that.
I'm actually losing that.
But you're probably likely to get more off the Glory, the fame card.
I mean, that fame card is only 3.
Yeah, that's quite low.
So I'd be losing 3 to...
I know there's 8s and 11s in there.
Okay.
Well, they used to be on the other...
well, let's do it.
I think it's worth it.
So I'm going to play Glory.
And it fuels your Oracle as well, right?
Yeah.
So
we're going to abandon that,
yeah,
and that.
It's just 3 VPs less, right?
It is.
But...
To look at the top 2 cards...
I bet you it's worth it.
Of the Glory deck.
And you're getting 2 back from the Oracle.
Well, this one says 11.
There you go. It was worth it.
Right. That was my second action. We played Glory. So I've got 1 action left. And am I able to get another fame card? I'm not sure I am. But what I can do is I can play Determined. I'm going to break through for a region. You may garrison a card in a region with no other garrison cards to trigger that card's play effect. So I put that there. I'm going to garrison a card in there just for a laugh.
Yeah.
To trigger its effect. Oh, its effect should have... No, hang on. I broke through for it, which should have gone into my hand. Yeah. Then my third action... Oh. No, I got it wrong. I've broken through for the card. The card has gone into my hand. You may garrison a card in a region with no other garrison cards. I don't have one.
No.
Right. Okay. Then, as my third action, I'm going to play that. Exile a card from the market. Triggers the end of the game.
Where?
You may garrison a card. Yeah. And then Solstice, I can do something.
Well, that was naughty.
Right. And then in my go... I'm just going to discard all of these in order that because that goes to there, I get this, which costs me 1 of those and 1 of those. And when I pay that, it goes there. And then that goes there and we draw up. I think that's it.
Well, I get 1 more go.
Wow.
I get 1 more go.
Yeah, and because we're playing the short game, the game ends at the end of the round in which the end of game was triggered. Yeah. Otherwise, you would actually finish that round and do 1 more.
Yep, that is correct.
Wow. David is saying if you cannot do a benefit, you ignore it. Okay, so I could have done that to get those back.
If you wanted to.
If I wanted to. But it's fine, I did something different.
I think you did pretty good. Because
then I could have paid those 5. Oh, but I didn't have a pin card to put in my hand.
Alright, I'm going to force that to play that to get 2 of these.
I'm just going to be back in a minute.
No worries.
I will leave you
to talk to myself.
Yeah.
And do I want to discard 2 cards? That's not really going to help me, so why not do that? Discard those 2. That's the oil lamp to get another progress. And Yeah, that'll do that much first. Right, so I'm going to trade with that. Let's draw 2 cards. We'll play Nunavut. Choose game 1 of those. Garrison a card I don't want to. And let's play Cormac. All players may draw a card. And I'll gain population. Get 3 for 3 regions. Right. Do I really care about that? Yeah, I do, because I can profit. That kind of makes sense, I think. Yeah,
Still going?
Yeah, I am. I'm in the matrix. Oh, okay. I will play Inuksuk. That's how you pronounce it.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Run out of exhaust tokens though. That is bad. But why not? Just put it in, and then I will play Mercenaries as a free play, spending that to gain an action, of which I will now profit. Which I can choose up to 7 times, gain 1 of it. I think it's
does that get you anything?
I can't remember, but I don't think so. I'm about to develop, so actually it does, because I need these, so it does give me.
Okay.
I think
Did you say when you recall, then you take the things off, it discards the card?
Yeah, if you profit.
Yeah, did I do that earlier?
You did it on the one with the
well,
flame,
that exile, actually.
Oh, I don't think you've done it since, have you? Have you profited anything else?
I think I did. I think I did one of these 2, and I may have forgotten to discard it.
Yeah.
So,
if you win, it's not a
void game.
Yeah, void game. Start again. Do it again. Let's do it again. So I get, I don't know, does it really matter? I'll just get 7 pop.
We still do the solstice, though, don't we?
Yep.
Hey!
Absolutely. I really wanted to play Harpoons again and just couldn't do it. They all come back. These flip for
I
no
don't
reason.
think I should have a discard pile, to be fair.
And then we do Solstice.
Yeah, because I can get rid of a thing from the discard pile.
Oh, no, we don't do it. I don't need to...
I
I might as well discard just to trigger a...
I can garrison a card there. Oh, no, I can. So I can discard an unrest through that.
Get that. 2 of those.
To pay 2 of those to get that. And then I can get rid of the unrest from the Great Mosque. And then I can gain 1 of those. Yeah, all sorts of solstice abilities.
How many have I got in here? I don't think I can churn through this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unlikely now. There we go. Okay. So, Solstice is discard a card to draw a card. Sure, why not? Draw a card. And put stuff into history. And then flip. That's about all I can do.
All done? Right.
Done.
End of the game is triggered.
We can relax.
Well, it's time to score up. Now, this game has an unofficial but sanctioned scoring app,
Yeah.
which we're going to use. So it is on a website. It's not that. It's that. There you go. It's on a website. And this is the scoring. So basically, I've already been in and said that we're 2 players and it's the Abbasids versus the Inuit. So for me, I'm using Power Side B.
Yeah.
Merchant side was the Merchant Empire. So apparently I've got 1. Don't know how it's worked out that I've got 1, but we'll see. Right. 2 cards in play. I have the Abbasids and the Merchant Empire. And it's very clever, but you can actually take a photo. You can take a photo of your area and it apparently will cleverly OCR it in.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that, but what have I got in play? Well...
Where's your pins? Start.
Yeah.
Probably worth going through the types, maybe.
I think so. So let's filter it by civilization. So I've got the Great...
Couriers.
Are they civilized? Sorry, yeah, they're civilized. Yeah. So where's couriers? Couriers.
You got the couriers. You've got. I think that's the only civilized ones you've got pinned.
Oh yeah, some of them are 2 types. I've forgotten that.
Yeah,
it's
you look at
it's
the
not
bottom.
just the colour at the top, is it?
Yeah, yeah. Look at the bottom.
Okay, fame cards.
Fame.
So I basically need to.
They're not in play, though, are they?
They're not in play.
They're in deck
this is just.
Yeah, these are the ones that are in play.
Just ones in play. Regions in play.
You've got Rift Valley.
Rift Valley.
Borderland. That's it. These 2.
Yeah, got rid of the rest.
Yeah.
Trade routes in play.
You've got Philippines Jade Trade.
Yeah.
You've got the Maritime Spice route. Yeah. They're the only 2 you have in play.
Okay.
Tributaries.
Don't have any of those. Uncivilized.
Trading City.
Trading City.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay. And Unrest in play. No. And then
you've got the Grand Library of Baghdad.
Yeah.
You have Irrigation.
Yeah.
You have the Great Mosque of Damascus.
Yeah. And I've got Baghdad.
And Dredging the Tigris.
Oh yeah, Dredging the Tigris.
And Glassworking.
Yeah,
all of them.
And I don't have any of your cards in play.
Well, I hope not.
Right.
No.
Cards garrisoned.
Right.
So under the Merchant Empire.
Under the Merchant Empire, which
there is none.
You didn't trigger that.
Under Rift Valley.
Rift Valley, you have 1.
So under Rift Valley, I have an Unrest. Under Borderland,
you have the Abbasid Revolution,
which is one of my cards. Yeah. Under the Grand Library of Baghdad.
Oh God! Right, you've got Advance.
Yeah.
You've got Conquer.
Yeah.
You've got a region of Alavile Plain.
Yeah.
And you've got your Western Silk Road trade route.
Okay. Right. So that's my garrisoned cards. Cards in history.
There you go.
You want to go through them?
Yeah, I'll pull them out. So we have got Tributaries,
yeah.
Punt and Sabians.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. And then your cards, Al Mansur and Al Mamun.
Yeah. Right, so cards in deck stroke hand. It's all of those.
All of those.
So, civilized cards.
I'll just go through colour to make your life easier.
Yeah.
Right. Which ones do you want? Civilized.
Civilized.
Gardening.
Gardening. Yep.
That's it.
Okay. Fame.
Fame. Influential.
Yeah.
Supreme.
Yeah.
Determined.
Yeah. Regions.
Okay. Regions. River Delta.
Yeah.
Khorasan.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Squibbland.
Yeah.
Distant Island.
Yeah.
And Jazeera.
Trade routes.
None in your hand.
Okay. Tributaries.
Tributaries, none.
Uncivilized.
You've got Golden Mask.
Yeah.
Trading City.
Yeah.
And Oracle. You watch your VPs now, look. Boom.
Nice. Unrest.
No.
My own cards.
You've got the Grand Caliphate.
Yeah.
Prosperity and Glory.
Okay.
That's
right.
Your main deck.
0 cards in exile.
Optional.
Yeah, I don't think I need that.
Playing a card such as the Utopian's Monastery, right? Yeah.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, no.
Tokens on cards. So on the Philippines Jade trade.
You have 5 goods.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Maritime Spice Route, 3.
3.
And Glassworking.
Oh no, that one is.
Oh, that was 5.
Sorry, I wonder why I didn't put the
4,
VPs
5.
up. So the Philippines J Trade has 2.
I mean, that doesn't matter.
No, because this doesn't score you anything anyway.
Right.
That's
Then,
the one that matters.
Stuff that's left.
Stuff that's left over.
If it matters. I mean, it doesn't for me.
It might if you had a card. So
just for completeness.
5 pop, and then.
Oh yeah, this does matter.
This definitely has. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 15 pro.
15. And goods. 4, 4. Final score 80.
Boom.
Right.
That was better than your training one, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Off we go. Power cards. You're using side
B.
B.
I thought I'd join you on B.
And your merchant was on A or B?
It's on A. I didn't push it.
Cards in play.
Right. Okay. So we have what you want to start with. Let's start with these.
Civilized.
Market stalls.
Yep.
Metropolis.
Yep.
That's it.
Fame. in play.
No fame in
regions in play.
Regions in play are the Nunavut, which are mine, and Lagoon.
The Nanatsiavut.
No, not that one.
No.
There's another one called Nunavut.
Nunavut.
That's it. And Lagoon.
Lagoon. Yep.
Yep, that's it.
Trading routes.
Nope.
Tributaries.
Yeah, the Seleucid Empire.
Uncivilized.
No.
Unrest.
No.
And then your own cards.
In play,
Yeah.
Oil Lamp or QUL.
Oil lamp, yeah.
Yeah. Dog Sleds.
Dog sleds. And you've definitely got oral history.
Oral
in play.
history.
Yeah.
And Inuksuk.
Inuksuk. Okay.
And I think that's the only ones in play.
Right. Cards garrisoned.
Cards garrisoned.
Anything?
No.
Right. Cards in history.
Cards in history.
Which is none, because you don't have a history.
But I have an oral history.
Okay.
So how does that work?
I don't know.
On the app.
Yeah. I mean, if it counts as, if it says it counts as in history.
Yeah, I mean, don't know.
I guess. Go for
Sure
it.
they'll tell us if not.
Yeah.
Right, let me still got to count them though, aren't I? That's the thing. They need to be counted for points.
I'm gonna close the poll. We skipped garrisoning. Yes, we skipped garrisoning. Oh, it's under the garrisoning one.
Because it says garrison.
We did skip it. Thank you.
So it's basically, as long as it gets counted, it doesn't matter
Right.
whatever. Let's
So,
put it under there.
Under oral history.
Under oral history, we have, where do you want to start? Civilized?
Civilized.
We have imports,
Yep.
scribes,
Yep.
and the Bruculari, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Fame.
no fame.
Regions.
Regions, I have the Kalalit Nunat
Yep.
and the Siku Seais.
Yep. Trading posts. Trading routes.
No trade routes.
Tributaries.
Yeah, I have the Akkadians,
Mm-hmm.
the Goryeo,
Yep.
the Melayu Kingdom,
Yep.
and the Byzantines,
Yep. Uncivilized.
Hunters and Trackers.
Yep.
Yeah. And then my own.
Unrest.
No.
Your own cards.
Throat Singing,
Yep.
Advance.
Yep.
Tattoos.
Yep.
And Igloo.
Yep. Right. So that's garrison cards. So cards in history, none, because you don't have,
I don't have
any
one.
cards in history.
Yeah.
Cards in deck. Or hand.
So isn't it? Yeah. Right.
See mercenaries.
Mercenaries.
Yep.
And I've got Brave as a fame.
Fame. Regions.
No regions.
Trade routes.
Got the Hopewell exchange system.
Yeah. Tributaries.
Nope.
Uncivilized.
Nope.
Unrest.
I've got one. Boo.
And your own cards.
I have the Angakuk Shaman.
Yep.
The Exploration.
Yep.
Bone Carving.
Yep.
Harpoons.
Yep.
And Qualmac. I think you've got it.
Just.
Oh no, I haven't done tokens yet. Well, I think I might be right. I forgot about
Cards in
that.
exile. No. Right. Tokens.
Yeah, this is where I might have it. So
Oh yeah. How many progress tokens have you got?
progress, I've got 23. I forgot about that. 23. That's what I've been pushing for. I've been pushing for.
And the other ones don't matter.
Well, these do.
Do they?
Yeah, the goods will fuel. So
Because
I've got 10
of?
because of my market stalls. I get one for every good.
Right.
That's what.
Now, interestingly, if we go above that, yeah, it's maxed out at 10.
Yeah, you'll cap.
Nice. And the other ones don't matter.
No, the other ones, I don't think I've got any fuel. There we go.
Smashed it. Absolutely smashed it.
Not really.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So JP wins by a considerable margin.
Thank you,
Let's have a look at the poll. The poll said
Paul.
55% me, 45% you. Yeah.
They were championing the Abbasids all the way.
I mean, I know I definitely could have played better. This was my second playthrough with this, but my first playthrough was with the new solo practice mode,
Yes.
which was enough to teach me the basics, but was nowhere near enough to teach me the last third of the game. The last third of the game, I was lost. I had so many things. I didn't know what I was doing, and there were so many clever things that I could have done, which David has put in the chat, which I didn't spot. One of the things I didn't spot is some of these uncivilized cards are actually both. Yeah, civilized and civilized. And there was a thing which I could have done, but I didn't, which was to take a civilized card, and I thought, oh, there's none there.
Yeah.
And actually there was one there. But yeah, doing the Merchant Empire, that's a really interesting one. It costs 5 goods, but I garrison a card, but it has to be a pin card, and I didn't have any pin cards.
No.
But if I'd have done that and got a pin card, I could have garrisoned it there
and got
to literally just
get another fame.
Take the top fame card and put it into my hand.
Exactly.
Which is worth 5, 6, 7 points or something like that.
And if we'd managed to get Welcome in now, which is your fame trade route card.
Yeah.
Commerce ability is gaining an action, which is big.
Oh, so it actually goes into play.
Yeah.
So that one goes into play.
Yeah.
And the commerce. So I can. You
trade with it.
I can exhaust that, trade with it,
and get an action.
To gain an action.
Yeah. And then its profit is look at the top 5 cards of the main deck and free play one of them.
Right.
Crazy.
Anyway, we are all done. So as I said at the start, this video is designed to show you how the game plays, teach you how to play. You will still need to refer to the rulebook, but hopefully we've given you an idea of how it plays, but also show you how it plays. Now, just a comment on the play time. It doesn't normally take this long to play. We were obviously doing a lot of a teach at the start, and we were talking through things.
Yeah.
And for the first half of the video, we were not doing things simultaneously when we could.
Yep.
How long does it take you to play a 2-player game of this now?
2-player, about 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
Under 90
minutes.
Yeah,
90 minutes
we get on with it.
Is about the time for a 2-player game. So please don't think that every time you play this 2-player, it's going to be 3 hours.
No.
Wow. I thought we'd be about 2 hours today. So I said to Vicky, don't worry, you'll get home at 5. I'll say goodbye because she's off for the evening. And she got home and I was like, wow, is it 5 o'clock already? But yeah, games are not normally this long.
No.
But there you go. That's it. We're all done. So yeah, hope this video has helped. Thank you again to Osprey Games for sponsoring the video, but also a big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters that fund the channel. If you are one of my Patreon supporters, I have a bonus playthrough tonight. Me and JP are going out for food, and then we're going to be playing some Earthborn Rangers. But that's a Patreon-only stream that we're doing this evening. But yeah, let me know what you think about it. As I say, just hope it's helped you make a decision as to how it's fair. But I am curious to see how many people have not jumped into Imperium before, but are going to with this set, because I think this set is going to open it up to a new audience. I think. But
and it's nice for us to kind of show a more kind of simpler nation versus one that's simpler, and one that's.
You were definitely doing stuff that I didn't understand.
Yeah.
It was all a bit weird with your seal in the ice and stuff like that.
Winter and summer and back and forth. But yeah, you have to keep on it. It's good fun.
Excellent. Right. Thank you very much for everybody for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.